Welcome to Hardly Initiated Live. It is your host, Tyshawn Jackson, and we are here with another episode. My co-host, Ryan Ketchens.
So this is the thing, man. My favorite episodes is when we got multiple beautiful ladies at the table with us.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And we talking
Always my
that
favorite.
dating tonight. And what a better way to do it with Bravo TV's finest. We got the superstars on here tonight, right?
Thank you.
Yes. Yeah, do y'all watch Love Match Atlanta? Let me know if y'all watch Love Match Atlanta. Put yes, because we got the matchmaking duo on here tonight.
Yay.
Okay, we are in here rocking with Kelly and Tanner. Welcome to Hardly Initiated.
Thank you. Thank
Yes.
you. We're so happy to be here.
I'm excited to have you. I'm excited. This is actually the first time we are gonna have a full-fledged conversation with some real official matchmakers here.
Oh, we like to be the first.
On the show.
So it's cool.
Yes.
Yes, we like to be the first.
I'm very excited. So first of all, I want to actually do a special shout out because it seems like Tanner's mom is a big fan of the show. So shout out to Geneva here, who's tuned in
That's dope.
to the show. She told us that Geneva is actually somebody that doesn't miss an episode. So look, much love, Geneva. You're going to definitely love this show here. I'm excited to have you guys, and I'm excited to have this conversation because y'all saw that thumbnail. This thumbnail is, look, probably, some of y'all probably triggered when y'all saw that, but we're going to really help the ladies out today. Okay, so what we're going to do actually, before I get into it, we're going to have some announcements, but I got a special surprise because on today, the initiation hotline, what we will be doing is bringing up our callers on video today.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
So, ladies, y'all go ahead, take them bonnets off. Go ahead, get your curling iron out. Go ahead and get looking nice.
You never know who's watching.
Yes, you never know who is watching, and just kind of find out. Hold on, wait. We got to get the mic right over here. But y'all get ready because when we do the initiation hotline, what is going to end up happening is we are literally going to pin the link in the chat. Okay, we're going to pin the link and you guys are going to be able to click that and join in live on camera. And we are going to allow you to ask your questions that way on the initiation hotline. So we are super excited to be able to advance. Y'all see me growing, y'all.
Love it.
Take this thing to the next level.
So love it.
Yes. So Ryan, we got some announcements for the people today. Can you tell the people what we got coming up?
Yeah, listen, I'm a little throw it off, a little technical difficulties.
No, it's all good.
Give me a
It's all
second real
good.
quick. Give me a second.
Well, check it out. While you doing that, I'll tell y'all this. Everybody keep in mind, next Friday, we're doing a special. Next Friday, we got Dr. Spirit coming in the building next Friday. Dr. Spirit is actually going to come up here. We're going to do a special show. Y'all know Monday and Wednesday. First of all, Monday and Wednesday at 8 p.m. every week. It's a lot. Okay? But we still going to give y'all something extra bonus next Friday night. I don't know if y'all like going to the club on Fridays. What the ladies doing Friday nights?
That's a good
What y'all
question.
do?
What should they be doing?
We
on
try to
Friday
get
night?
them out.
Yes.
A lot of times they're home trying to meet somebody, but they're inside. So that's problem number one.
Yeah.
Really?
Yes.
Well, how about this? Have your man watch Hardly Initiated with you next Friday. All right? It's going to be an HR date.
Right.
Okay. You know, I've heard a lot of couples have told us this show sparked some interesting conversation.
We love that. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Mhm.
Some
Yeah.
interesting
Yeah.
conversation. Y'all, listen, y'all going to have the conversations that you and him be dancing around when you watch this show.
Mhm.
So next Friday, we're going to really go there because y'all know how Dr. Spirit do. So make sure you tune in. And I'm very excited to get to this episode. We got anything special we want for the people before we get right into it?
Just a few things. So today, guys, we got the initiation hotline rolling. We got something very special because it's going to be the very first episode where we are going to be launching virtual call-ins. So look, if you can use your phone, you
I
can
literally
use your
just educated him.
You just told about that. Look, get to the show, man. Get to the show.
This man Ryan really is
Get to the
so
show.
off. Yes.
I'm trying to get right.
All right, so check it out, y'all. With us having the matchmaking duo here, as y'all know, with matchmakers, they make matches. And I think the people need to understand what y'all really do because y'all probably got some of the most interesting work in the world.
Yeah.
So when it comes to, first of all, for somebody who has never even heard the term for, what exactly is a matchmaker?
Yeah, that's a good question. People ask us that all the time. We were talking about that in the break. So we could be at a barbecue. We could be at a gala and people say, oh, what do you do? Oh, I'm an accountant. I work in banking. But when we say we're a matchmaker, it's like, oh my God, like what do people do? So yes, matchmakers, we're certified life and relationship coaches and professional matchmakers.
Okay.
But really, we help people find love.
Mm-hmm.
So a lot of times, people will be, our clients anyway, will be successful in a lot of different areas, but they just can't get love right for whatever reason. So we help them with dating. We help them with finding their compatible match. And then we help them from that point on to go from exclusivity to marriage.
Mm-hmm.
From exclusivity
Absolutely.
to, oh wait, so I didn't know that aspect because I thought matchmaking was just all about pairing them up and kind of sending them on
walking
about.
away.
And
No,
you're done,
No,
right?
So
we can't leave them.
You take them all the way to the
No.
altar.
Yeah,
We take them all the way to the altar. We had a client get engaged yesterday and send us the message they got engaged. We had a couple get married last weekend. So, I mean, we have, I don't know, maybe 4 or 5, 6, 7 marriages a year.
So and that's always the ultimate goal, the marriage.
Well, I would say that majority of the time is
Okay.
The ultimate goal is like long-term love and eventually marriage. But lately we've been having some clients, especially some women that are saying, you know what, I just want a lifetime partner. I don't really need to do the whole marriage thing, but I just really want a committed monogamous relationship. And he can have his space, I can have my space, and this works for me. So we're seeing a trend in the thought process behind partnership.
Yeah, let's be honest though. We have some serial first daters too that just can't get past the first date.
Yeah.
Wow.
That come to us like, I have all these first dates. I can't get from first date to second date. They're not calling me back. Like, I don't know what the problem is. And so we help them figure out, but just from a conversation,
Yeah.
They trust us enough to help them through that.
And I'm very curious in terms of your clientele or who approaches you for matchmaking.
Mm-hmm.
Is it mostly men? Is it women? Is it both? Or
Yeah, it's mostly women. And our demographic is anywhere from 25. We've been seeing a younger demographic here lately. So anywhere between 25 and 30 up to, 55 or, around that age range.
25 years old.
Yeah.
We love that though, because they're trying to get it right early.
We're so proud of them.
So we love that.
You're not wasting time, because what happens is you go through life not having the tools and the tips and the technique, right, to get this dating thing right. And so, they roll over at 40 and realize there's nobody there. How did this happen? And so many years have gone by and they realize, I'm alone and I'm lonely.
And which is a big difference.
It is.
Yeah. We used to have more women. Now we're having more men come to us as clients. They're frustrated. They're like, you know what? You're my last stop before I go to, be honest, before I go to Dominican Republic, before I go to, how many times did we hear that?
Oh my goodness.
The line.
You guys are our last stop before I go out of the country and find a wife.
And we're like, no,
hold on. We got you. We got you. Trust us with this process.
Right.
Yeah. And they just got married.
And for the men, they're the same age range that's coming to look for love pretty much.
Yeah. They're a little older, probably between like 35 and 45.
Okay.
Yeah.
And okay, so this is the thing, because I'm a guy and I found out that I met a young lady and she hired, pretty much a group to help her. I would be a little skeptical.
Really?
Yeah.
Tell us why.
Well, I mean, it is some intentionality to it, right?
Yeah.
Which makes a lot of sense,
Right.
But I'm thinking, what's wrong?
Yeah.
What's going on?
Well, no, that doesn't necessarily mean there's nothing wrong, because here's the thing, Ryan, if you were looking for a specific house, you'd hire an experienced realtor.
That's a good point.
If you were looking for a specific job, you would hire a headhunter. Well, we're heart hunters. So we're going to find that person for you.
Okay. So the guy shouldn't be worried.
No.
Okay.
We help them with that. We help them with that answer because a lot of times you would think, okay, what's wrong with her? But really, a lot of times they've been too busy. And let's face it, a lot of females are taught, even in this culture, that you have to get your education. You have to keep on climbing, and then you find a man.
Mhm.
So they're not doing it simultaneously. So they don't have a lot of the dating skills that a lot of other ethnicities sometimes even have.
Dating skills.
Yes. Oh, it's a skill.
It's a
skill
skill.
set.
Interesting.
And we teach it.
Okay.
Yeah.
When you go on a date, what are you even talking about
Yeah.
besides interviewing him?
So you know what? So when matchmaking, what you're doing is you finding this client, because this is interesting. Not only are you finding them a guy,
Right.
you're taking them all the way to the altar, and now you got to coach them up on how to actually perform
Right.
on these dates.
Right. Because it's a disservice for me to sit you across the table with someone and you can't foster the relationship. You can't, manage a relationship. You don't know how to transition the relationship. It's a disservice, because we can control compatibility, right? The chemistry we can't. That's all you. right? But they need the skill set in order to manage a relationship, or it's a disservice. It won't work.
So, okay, so this is the thing, because I know what you mean by dating skills, right? Because coming up, we at the mall, Greenbrier Mall, and we 11, 12 years old walking around the mall trying to use some of this dating skills, right? Right.
Whatever them uncles have taught you.
Right, exactly. For better or worse.
Taught me well.
Right. But it's game. It's game. But I think a lot of times people can look at game as a negative thing.
Right.
So you're saying the dating skills is not only is it not negative, but it's required to be able to get to the ultimate goal.
Oh, it is, because a lot of times dating when you're younger is just having fun. Like, oh, this person looks good. They make me laugh, all those types of things. But long term, like, what do you need to sustain this relationship if you want to be married for, forever? And so those are probably a different set of skills that you need. So you're buckling down to say, wait, do I need somebody who's going to be a provider? Do I need someone who's going to be, have some security? All of those things. You're not really thinking about that usually.
No, not especially in a younger age. You're not at all.
You're having fun.
No, and here's the thing. Like, you think about, how can I do life with this person? Do I enjoy this person's time? Do I like this person? I mean, you can love them, but do I like them?
Right.
If we had to go through the pandemic again, heaven forbid, you know what I mean? And we're quarantined together. How are we going to pair? Quarantine. Who would you pair me with? Yeah. Right? You have to like them.
So, interestingly enough, I know you have to, teach ladies how to, perform on the dates, but it's a thin line between teaching them how to perform and then putting on a straight performance.
Correct.
Right? So
correct.
That's a great point.
I can tell when there's like a lack of authenticity and genuineness in a woman when she's there.
Yeah.
So how does that work? You know what I'm saying? Like, how do you teach that?
Well, we're not really telling them to perform. So, right. So I think one of the biggest thing that we always hear from men that they're looking for women, you would think it's like, oh, big behind, hips and all that, is confidence. That's the number one thing we hear from men. I want someone who's confident. So if you're not confident at the table, having a conversation, if you're not confident with how you're showing up, a lot of times that is really what makes the date go left.
Yeah.
And so we're really teaching the skills of how to have a conversation, how to really sell yourself instead of asking, we call it a date review, asking a million questions, trying to get a million questions answered in 30 minutes flat to see if, you want to continue with them. Just have an authentic conversation. Right.
Really. And that's what it is.
And share something about yourself.
You know what?
Not an interview.
Right.
No, it was no. We forbid the interview style. Yeah, we want it to be a conversation. We want it to be conversational.
Right. But what do you have to share?
Yeah, and
at that point,
again, conversation topics, and they'll tell me about yourself. Oh, here we go. You know what I mean? So
everybody hates
such a
that
bad question.
It is.
That is such a bad question.
It puts you on the spot, and you're like, okay, so what do you want to know?
Where do I start?
I was born and raised.
Here, I went to school here. I've done this, and no.
Tell me about yourself.
No,
that's the worst.
We encourage like fun stories. Tell me a
memorable stories. Yeah, like what unique
We're
stories?
Creating memories over here. We are creating memories.
It just I just try to personally avoid the cliches.
Yeah.
Like the small talk, even if it sounds like small talk. Tell me about yourself.
Yeah, no one wants to hear that.
Oh my God! First of all, you want to know if a woman asks me that, tell me about yourself. Myself thinks that's a weak ass question. That's what myself thinks. If you want me to be if we're being honest on this date here,
this is what this
okay?
is. Yeah, it's weak.
But I actually want to talk about. We can go into that a little bit later. Actually, talking about what are some of the best ways or things that we should be doing to make sure that we can have the most effective first date. So we're not perpetual. We're not hamster wheeling that first date.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Right. Because that happens. And, I would say just being present. You know what I mean? Well, if you walk into a restaurant, how many times have you all walked into a restaurant and everybody's on their phone? Everybody's checking the phone and nobody's really, staring at each other, looking at each other. They're not doing that because they're not present with that person. Put your phones away and just be in tune with each other. I mean, it's simple.
We're getting further and further away from being present as a culture.
We are.
As we get deeper into
with technology,
into this new metaverse, this U-verse,
AI.
Let me tell you something. We are getting further and further present as a people. Like literally, I live off the Beltline, and I'm like, you walk. It's beautiful. It's a park. It's like the weather's nice, and you'll literally see people just walking down that joint on their phone, like
very robotic,
not experiencing anything
the leaves
around
are
them,
changing and everything. The birds are singing, and they're not present. They're not even present with themselves, and that's a problem.
So let me ask you this though: going into the ladies that you might be dealing with, right, or your clients, obviously you have to meet the needs. All right. Because finding a house is one thing.
Mm-hmm.
Because we've all, many of us may have house shopping.
Mhm.
I know a woman in particular. When she's buying a house, she knows exactly what she
Specific.
wants.
Mhm.
She's specific.
It's a very emotional experience buying
It
a house
is.
for a woman.
Mhm.
It
And
has
so
to
is
feel
this.
right. It has to look right.
Right.
Everything about it has to be
Yeah.
right. So I can
Mhm.
imagine bringing a man
Ooh.
into this woman's
It's about
life.
the same type of
It
feeling
is.
that
It's
you
the
have
same
right
experience.
now.
Oh my
That's
God.
how we are
Same
almost every day.
experience.
I
Oh,
want
yeah.
this.
Right.
So that's what. So the
Mm.
this,
And
this.
add about 10 more.
What
Oh, yeah.
are the top things that you are seeing that ladies want in the men that you bring to them?
Ooh.
That's a good question.
Yeah.
So a couple, I would say, definitely they want someone who is educated. They want someone who is actually, believe it or not, we're hearing more that they want them to be more open to mental health support.
Wait.
Mental health
Self-care.
support.
Absolutely.
Yes,
Self-care.
they want to be. They want
Mhm.
them to be able to say, "Okay, I have a therapist. I'm open to hearing from somebody else."
Mhm.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's
so
interesting.
they're
Yeah.
looking for some emotional
Yes.
intelligence.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For
Okay.
sure.
Now what's the real big ones though? Give me
Yeah. Oh, they
give me
want
the
someone
big
that's
ones.
financially secure. Right?
See, that's number one. I knew it.
Yeah, financially secure.
Right.
Would you consider that number one? Like, would that be the most important one that you see that they're looking for?
You
'Cause
know,
I
I would say financially secure. I would say somebody who's spiritual or again, adheres to a higher power of some sort or another.
Some man of God.
Yeah, of whatever God. And so
Yeah.
we're hearing more that more spiritual. They want someone more spiritual versus, you need to be Christian or you need to be, Muslim or whatever. So they're like, no, I really want somebody that know that there is somebody greater than them that they
Yes.
are
Right.
held accountable to.
Mhm.
So
Got
we
it.
hear that
Yeah,
those
and they
two a
want
lot.
someone who's not intimidated by them.
Right.
That's a big one. They want someone who's not intimidated by their success, intimidated by the things that they've done. And so
Yeah.
we have to do a lot of coaching behind that too,
Mhm.
because it's not that they're intimidated, it's that you're not showing his value.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's a common misconception that the
Absolutely.
man is
Mhm.
intimidated.
It
Right.
is. Yeah.
I'm
it
glad
is.
y'all
Yeah.
up here
So we
saying
clear,
that
yeah,
right
we
now.
clear
Okay.
it up. We
Okay.
clear it up. They want someone who's marriage minded and someone it depends on the age bracket, but open to children. So yeah, they that's something that they require.
How important is the aesthetic? Like, are women superficial when it comes to men, and you bringing them to
They
us?
say they're not,
Yeah,
but
they
once we
are.
get into the process,
Yeah,
oh yeah,
they are.
Even if he
definitely.
were to have all of those other things.
Oh,
yeah. Oh yeah.
definitely.
Yeah.
Mhm.
They're superficial. Yeah, but they'll say, no, I just don't. He don't do it for me. Well, what doesn't he do for you? I mean, what about it? Because what I'm looking at on this piece of paper right here, he's this. He's not attracted.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm still not
And
attracted.
is it usually a height thing? Is it just a facial feature thing? What typically is it?
Well,
that
one of
attract
them is
them?
that maybe that he's not fit enough, regardless
Well,
of how
that,
fit
that
she
makes
is.
sense. That makes sense.
Let's
Yeah.
just
Oh,
yeah.
wait, you said
regardless of how fit she is. She's
Right,
like,
exactly.
okay,
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
about to get back in the gym, so I want him to motivate me.
Girl,
Wow.
it's not his responsibility to motivate you. You find a trainer for
Right.
that.
Right.
That's not his role.
And if he's already in the
Yeah.
gym, he probably wants somebody
Yeah.
who's in the gym.
Who's already in the
Correct.
gym.
Right.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah, because it's so funny.
So we have
'cause,
to course correct a lot of stuff.
the
As
mindset.
Wow.
We change
Mhm.
we work on mindset a lot before we even start the process because they have to be ready to listen. Because if they're not going to listen to us, then we won't take them.
How long is the process like you talking about? Because I'm thinking you shifting mindsets and we teaching how to date and you got to find the man and
Right.
bring it to him. They got to go on a date enough to meet the parents. This dude don't work. Got to get to the next one. How long does it take typically to take a client in and take them to the altar? What's that process?
Well, to the altar, we have
Yeah.
no
We have
control
no
over when
control.
he asks you to get
Okay.
married.
Is
right?
it not a
But-
consistent for people who make it there? Is there a consistent at the time?
Yeah, I would say actually it goes faster
Yeah.
than you would expect. A lot of times we have to come back and they're like, oh my God, this is moving so fast because he's ready, she's ready. And they're like, wait, this is going too fast. So I would say we've had two clients that got engaged in the last
6 months.
6
Yeah,
months.
6
They were
months.
dating for 6 months.
6 months after meeting.
After
Yeah,
meeting.
after
Yes.
meeting, yeah.
Incredible.
Mhm. Yes.
Wow.
Yeah.
So it's definitely faster than
It
the
is.
regular everyday.
Because if you think
meeting.
about it, it's timing, right? It's
Yeah.
timing. So if you have two people that meet each other's needs and goals, and you were rowing the same way, and the timing is right, we're grown. What are we doing? I mean, I personally don't believe in long engagements. I don't. I feel like when you know, and you just make it happen and you do it and you work through it. it's a learning
Yeah.
process and a learning curve anyway. So I really don't subscribe to long engagement.
So if you were counseling, a client and they were dating somebody, what's the time length that you would advise them to go ahead and walk away after that?
Well, to walk away,
assuming the person's maybe dragging their feet. Like, what's the maximum amount of time that you would tell them to stick in the game and continue dating?
So I don't know if it's a time. I think it's more of a feeling. Like if you are in this relationship and you feel like it is not going anywhere and there's no advances going forward, no, then it's time to walk away, because we don't have that type of time. We don't, and we don't encourage them to waste time either. You hired us for a service. You invested in this service. Let's keep it moving. We're not doing that.
Yeah, and I would say 2 years, really. I mean, if you're thinking about it, I would say definitely if you stated that you want to get married and you've been dating for 2 years and he's still not saying anything toward it and you keep bringing it up and he's going, I would just say, you have to really do a check and see if this is something you want to stay in.
Yeah.
Now you got these ladies coming to you and they have already their perceptions and understandings of exactly what they want. So you're doing the inner work, I'm assuming, the brain work to kind of restructure things, rewire things to make sure it's reasonable, I would say. But what's the line between settling and maybe just being a little bit more reasonable about what you want?
So the time frame between settling and, I'm sorry.
Well, just in terms of settling, because we hear that a lot. The women,
I don't want to settle.
I don't want to settle.
I don't want to settle for a guy.
Right.
So essentially, what is the difference? Like, when are they settling, right? And when are they just literally being realistic?
So exactly. So let's talk about having realistic expectations about who you can actually command, because sometimes they're unreasonable. You're a 5 and you're trying to command a 10. It's not going to happen. That experience got to be through the freaking roof in order for you to command a 10, right? I'm not saying it can't happen, but it usually doesn't. So, I mean, let's talk about managing
do you tell your clients that they 5s?
Well, not necessarily the number, but I paint the picture of what it is. Yeah, we paint the picture of it. Absolutely.
Are they receptive to that? To where they stand on the in a day?
Yeah.
Well, it's not all physical.
This
though.
is like
when you
a
talk
very,
about the number, it's not all physical.
I was just ready to ask you that.
What
Like when you rank, or I know you don't actually rank them,
right?
But when you consider them where they are in the spectrum, what all goes into the consideration?
Yeah, well, the thing is, we don't make the market. We don't make what men tell us they want. So sometimes they can get aggravated at us, but we're in this space 24 hours, 7 days a week. So we know if men say, I want someone who is supportive, I want someone who can be verbal with their support, and I want someone who is, looks a certain way, because men a lot of times are visual, so they might want a certain person and they don't meet the criteria of what that man is looking for. Yeah. So, they may not be someone who is, giving them compliments all the time. Like they're like, oh, I feel that way, but I'm just not the type of person that's going to tell them.
Yeah, well,
okay,
that's not going to work.
Right, it's not going to work.
Yeah, we're just the messenger, really, and so sometimes we take the brunt of it. A lot of times.
I can imagine.
And they don't even know.
It's interesting because y'all got to literally work on both sides
of
the game.
We do.
Like,
we do.
It's crazy.
We want to support our clients.
Like, you got to get the clients
and
right.
We want to motivate them too.
Right.
Go to the guys and talk to the guys. Right. You got to profile the guys, see what they want, kind of feel for the personality.
Yeah.
What are the top things the guys are telling you that they want in their women? What are those things?
Yeah.
Ooh, they're looking for a certain visual type. We're waiting for it anyway.
That's number one.
That's number one.
Oh yeah,
they're like,
always number
how
one.
she look.
So they'll come to us with that. So this hip waist to hip ratio.
Oh yeah, okay.
Don't talk about that. Okay, so what you're telling me, you want Jessica Rabbit? Is that what you're telling me?
You're right.
Well,
they want a BBL.
Right.
That's what they talking about.
They may.
And
it's so funny because they dance around it first for a little while, like
they don't want to offend us.
Who's wifely and mother. And so we're just waiting, like, okay, how you want it to look? Oh, okay, let me tell you how I want it to look. And so they have a whole list, because we're like, look, if you're in the kitchen and she walks by, I want to know, what is it that's going to make you smile?
Oh man, that's
what's going to make you listen?
That's a good question.
What is it that's going to make you smile?
What's going to make you want to slap her ass? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like really, like, ooh, come over here.
Get me riled up.
Right. So they're like, oh, okay, I got it. So they want to say it, but we just kind of wait till they
come out with it.
But that's the number one.
Got it. So number one is how she, and it makes sense. I mean, even from when we kids, your boy like, hey, yo, I got somebody for you. How she look?
How
Right, how she
First
look.
question, how she look?
And that's still the number one
it is.
question.
Still the
Even
one-
when
yeah.
we say, "Oh, we have an amazing woman for you," they're like,
What she
"Okay,
look
so
like?
send me the picture." We're like, "We got a whole
Yeah.
summary about it." Yes, send me the picture.
Yeah, they don't care about that initially. They will eventually like read it, but no, they
Right.
want to know what she looks like. They want to know that she's in, if she's shape, is she in shape? Is she active? Right? Because they don't want anybody that's just laying on the couch and staying in the house and don't want to do anything or experience anything. They don't want that. They want someone that is well spoken, someone they can bring around their friends, someone they can bring around their family, someone they can leave. They're at a holiday party, right? And he's over there, talking to some colleagues, and he leaves her in the corner. She won't embarrass him.
Yes.
You know what I mean? So
Right.
so they
Good
we talk about that.
representation.
Right.
Yes, they
Mhm.
want someone that's
Because
gonna represent
your
them well.
family at the holiday party is going to be like, okay, who is this? And
Right.
she's going to have
Why'd
to
you
stand
bring
on her
her?
own. You can only talk for her for so long, right?
And why'd you bring her?
Right. Mhm.
That's a fact.
You know,
Damn.
so there's so many different things. And what I've noticed too is that men, our male clients, they don't really care about her money. They don't care about her career as much. We're proud of sis, right? We're proud of her, but they really don't care about, what she does and how much money. They will marry a waitress if she made him feel amazing. They absolutely will.
Okay,
And
so
so-
what about when women come to you? Is that a common misconception from the women that they think that the man actually cares about those things?
Oh yeah.
yeah.
They feel like
Oh,
that's their
absolutely.
whole value.
Yeah.
They want
Wow.
to show their whole title and say, well,
Yeah.
this makes me a great wife.
Yeah,
So we have to
that's-
start from there. That does not
Mhm.
make you a good
No.
wife. That makes you great in your career. But it
That's
it.
doesn't
Wow.
make
Mhm.
we start with, okay, what are you after 5?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. What's your
What
name?
kind of
Not your
experience
title.
is it after 5 when you come home? And so
Yeah.
that's the part that we work on, because a lot of times people don't take time to even think about what experience are you having with him when you're not at work.
Right.
A lot of times after 5, they're still working.
Absolutely.
Right, well, that too.
Yeah, true.
That too.
And so we even take them through like a transition period. So I'm like, go through a transition when you're on your way home from work. Before you put that key in the door, before you unlock the code on the door to come in, what is he getting? What is he getting? Because leave the boss at work. He doesn't want that. He's his own boss. He doesn't want that in the house. So again, what does that look like? And so, yeah.
We may even have to give them an alter ego name.
Oh.
We have them name themselves. Like, what are
Mhm.
you,
Mhm.
as the wife or the girlfriend?
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
And they're like, oh, okay.
This
I
will
get
be
it.
fun. And they
Right.
get because the light switch has to come on.
Mhm.
Because he doesn't care about really what she's done all day. Right? He doesn't care. He cares about what's happening that night.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying?
I know what you're saying.
Right.
I'm picking up what she
Right.
putting down right now.
That's what he's worried about. That's
Yeah.
what that's what his concern is.
I can imagine that's just very hurtful to the whole overall mindset when they hear that from y'all.
Well, you know what? No, because we built trust. And I
Mm.
think by the time they hire us, because it's not cheap to work with us. So by the time they come to us, they're like, look, I'm waving the white flag.
Yeah.
Please tell me in love what it is, because I can't seem to figure it out. I want a
Yeah.
husband. I want a family. And so we have to build that trust with them first.
Yeah.
So we don't come out and just say those types
Right.
of things. But yeah, we work on it.
Yeah.
They want to work on
They
it.
do. They want, and they trust us. And so we certainly appreciate that. And,
Mm.
and it's we're in it. Here's the thing. We have their best interests,
Yeah.
right? You came to us for a service. Obviously what you have been doing hasn't been working, and you come to professionals for support in this, and we got them, we have their back.
So here's what I want to know too, because man, this is just such an interesting line of work.
Right.
Because
Indeed.
you're really responsible for people's almost sense of fulfillment
Mhm.
that they have after they find someone
Yeah.
that
It's a lot.
they can do
yeah.
life with.
Mhm.
It is. It is. It's a lot. It's a lot of pressure also for
It
us.
is.
Can you
Oh, it's
imagine?
a ton of
Can you
pressure.
Can you imagine
Yeah, that's
every
why
day?
we don't take
Oh,
everyone,
my
because we
goodness.
attach ourselves
We
with their
do.
lives. So if it's someone that we feel a synergy with, we're like, okay, because you want us
Yeah.
to work for you, we're 150%
Yeah.
in. But if you have an attitude, or if it's just something that is too much,
Yeah. And so
we go through all the ups and downs
we
with them.
do. And then when they hit those pivotal moments in their relationship and they hit those bumps in the road, I mean, we're on, hey, let's get an emergency session in. Let's figure out how to make this work. We help them through those pivotal times. And then when he does something to, make her mad or whatever, or he's acting up or whatever, we're like, listen, you need us, because we're down with it.
Right.
We're
You get
rolling
ghosted
up.
the first time or something like that. We feel bad for the rest of the
Yeah,
day. We feel bad
we
too.
do.
Wow.
So I want to know this too, because obviously, as matchmakers that's having consistent success, because how long you guys been doing this
Yeah,
again?
10 years this
A
year.
decade.
Yes.
Yeah,
In
decade.
matchmaking.
Yes.
And
You guys
matchmaking.
have developed
Exclusively. Yeah.
some formulas
Mhm.
to be able to create success time and time again.
Mhm.
We have.
So when you're looking at your ladies and you get a profile of who this woman is, how do you now look at your guy, right? What are the details that you're looking at to determine compatibility from one profile to another? Because let me tell you what the ladies are looking at now. They looking at astrology.
Oh yeah.
Okay. They trying to figure out if you a Gemini.
Yeah, would this work?
That's the metric,
Right.
They trying to figure out, where you from.
Yeah.
Right. And what was the first question that I hated? Tell me about yourself.
Right.
Tell me about your
That's the strategy.
His last name and see if it has a ring. They're trying to do all that stuff.
They're doing so early on.
So we need new formulas to figure out and determine whether or not someone is really compatible with us.
Correct.
So what are you guys looking at to determine compatibility?
Well, I think that we're looking at quality of life. So paint me a picture of how you envision your future to look, and we'll find somebody that's going to mirror that visual, right? That picture. And so it could be, you want a partner that travels, and you want someone who has multiple stamps on the passport. You want someone that's open to, children and having more children and being a present father. You want someone with, family dynamics, that they enjoy Sunday dinners and they enjoy. So you're again, it's the total picture in its totality. That's what it is. And we mirror that. So we just look for someone that, that aspires to have the same thing that our clients are looking for, and we pair them together. Again, we can create the compatibility, or we can't control the chemistry, but we can certainly put two compatible people together in the same space.
So quality of life. And that encompasses a lot, though.
So much.
It does. That's a lot of details too. I was just thinking about one of our male clients who came to us. He's really successful, and he was like, you know what? I want someone who is baking cookies. And believe it or not, I want her to be baking cookies. I want her to be the one who is just excited about dinner, having dinner with the whole family. And so, we were interviewing someone, and she was like, I love to just have dinner. And she's an executive, but it was just something that she loved to do. And we were like, oh, okay. So we just let them talk.
Yeah.
We don't give them any prompting or anything. We just let them talk. And then as we hear different things, then we're
so it's like y'all date the man and then you date the woman.
Right.
And then put them on the date.
Mental notes. We're making mental notes. I remember that particular one particular client was like, I want somebody to be excited about bath time with the kids. We divide and conquer. They're doing, she may be doing bath time. I may be reading the story or whatever, but those types of things. So not everybody's, built like that.
No,
they're not.
A lot of women aren't.
Yeah,
so that was like trying to find a needle in the haystack.
A lot of them don't cook.
Right.
A lot of them don't even cook. They're like, I Instacart everything.
Right.
I do DoorDash every day. I do takeout every day.
Is that a big one?
No, I'm not cooking. It is.
Cooking.
And we just find someone, she's like, I need him to cook.
Right. Yeah.
Wow.
Oh yeah. We hear that a lot.
See, that's the thing. That's a mandatory for me personally. Like, my woman has to be able to cook. It's just not even.
Yeah, it's non-negotiable.
It's non-negotiable.
So is it because you want to come home and you just want to taste what she made for you, or what is it? Or is it just you seeing her in the kitchen? What is it?
Or is it just you need something to eat every day? Because there's two different things.
It's both. That's the thing. It's the emotional connection with food, how it brings families together. It brings you closer, right? You get to share a meal.
Absolutely.
Right. It's the health aspect of it as well.
Right.
Which is important.
You can control it.
You can control it. It's the financial aspect to it. And it's lifestyle for me, because the thing is, I'm working hard. Like it is so that when I'm even dating a woman that can cook and she makes me a meal, it makes my whole day easier.
It's a beautiful experience.
I am so lost.
So you feel loved, I'm sure.
Exactly.
Yeah.
She put time and effort and energy into doing that just for you.
It's
and then
sexy.
if it's delicious too,
yeah,
absolutely.
Oh my goodness.
Absolutely. If it's delicious.
Honestly, ladies, that's the hack. You want to get your man home? Just tell him it's some food at the house.
But your mama know that though. You ain't seen your mom in a while. She gonna tell you I got a high meal.
Exactly.
Right? You're
always
I cook your
welcome.
favorite.
Yep.
Whatever that favorite is. I'll be over there. I'll be right there.
It's the cheat code to reviving that connection.
Yeah.
Anytime it starts to flicker a little bit.
That's true.
Yeah. That's typically very important to me as well. And also I think another, for guys that feel that way, they may have grown up in a house that way, as well. So just like myself, I grew up in a house where my mom was regularly cooking as well. And that's just like the norm to me.
And
But
that's
you
a
know-
good way. I was going to say that's a good way to explain it, though. Sometimes men don't explain it the right way. They're just like, "I need you to cook," and you're like, "I'm not cooking."
I ain't no slave.
I've been
Right.
I've been
Why
working all
can't
day
you
too.
cook?
I've been working all day
Right.
too.
Yeah, but how you explain it, like, that's how I feel love. My mom, my aunt, my grandparents, like my
Yeah.
grandmothers, that was just something that always brought us together.
Yeah.
And, that's how I
walk
accept
in-
love.
Yeah, I walk
Yeah.
in the house and I smell dinner in the oven. I smell food, and it just makes me feel happy and warm.
Right.
Absolutely.
And that's what it is. But we have some women that say, I've been at work all day also, and I'm tired also. And so so we need to talk about some things that you can prepare and that you can make. And sometimes they'll say, well, I'll just make sure that there's always food on the table. I may not cook it, but then again, you appreciate the experience behind.
Yeah, and that's not a
the
good match
cooking.
for that person.
No. So we keep it moving.
no judgment. But
Yeah,
that's
no
not the right
judgment.
one.
That's not for you.
Mhm.
That makes sense. Hold on 1 second, because we 30 minutes in right now.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna go ahead and let my Facebook family get up out of here. Facebook, come on over to YouTube, finish watching the rest of this episode. And also, guys, we are growing this thing pretty quickly, y'all. We are close to 800 people in the room, but I only got 196 likes. So y'all know how we feel about that, guys. Go ahead, let's push this thing really quickly to 400 likes. That's just 200 people on here already watching, pressing that great thumbs up button, because that's what's going to spread this thing around. Show us some love. Hit that like button for us, guys.
We got somebody that said it was in y'all show. Shout out to Andre Hatchett.
Andre Hatchet.
Sure, he was.
What was he doing?
He was matched with one of our clients.
Really?
Wait, he was matched with one of ours too.
So
Hey, Dre,
Andre
you
out
need to
there
figure
looking
this
for
out. Hey,
love.
Dre, you the problem, man.
right.
Looking for love.
Yeah.
That's what's up. Big shout out to Dre.
Yeah, shout out to VJ too for getting us kicked off that super chat. And guys, this is VJ is setting the tone for the super chats. We got these gorgeous ladies here ready to help you find love over this podcast, right?
Yes.
Over this session right now. So please send over your super chats and ask some questions. And I wanted to actually ask you guys, because you guys are building this profile of the man and the woman.
Mhm.
So I'm assuming it's fairly simple once you get the profile to determine who's compatible versus who's not compatible.
I wouldn't say it's simple,
Yeah.
but
Okay.
yes.
I mean, once you get
once
it,
we get there.
once you get
Yep.
there, how important is chemistry? Because I know you mentioned you
Mhm.
got the ladies that's like, he just doesn't do it for me.
Right.
And I'm sure you guys are looking at, the profiles like, well, I'm not sure what's going on.
Right.
So do you have to have chemistry to have a successful relationship, or can you maybe develop chemistry over time?
Yeah, you have to have chemistry to have a successful relationship. However, it doesn't have to be on date one. And I think a lot of times we're looking for chemistry, those
Mhm.
butterflies on date one. And we're like, look, you told us this is what you wanted, and he has all these things. So we always say, give him an extra date, give him some extra time, phone time, date time, give it some more time.
Wow.
So yeah, we want chemistry to develop. But yeah, it
chemistry
has to be
will.
there
Yeah.
at some point, though.
It will develop too, because when he's showing up consistently every single time, when he says he's gonna call you at 7 and he calls you at 7, when he says that we're gonna go out on Friday night and you actually go out on Friday night, when he, when he's doing sweet things and making sure that you even eat, if you haven't eaten all day, sending you Uber Eats and whatever it is, just to make sure that you're good. Those types of things, you develop the chemistry.
I was actually just about to ask, what are some things that a guy can do
Yeah.
or does typically to develop the chemistry? But from what you said, it sounds like one of the things he can do is just genuinely show he cares.
Absolutely.
Consistency.
Yeah,
About the woman.
consistency.
Be a man of his word.
Yeah, be a
Right.
man of your
Yes.
word.
Mhm.
That'll get you everywhere. Just be consistent.
Right.
Yeah.
Be consistent.
And be available.
Yeah.
A lot of times it's like, can you call him at 9 a.m. and 9 p.m. and he answers the phone? Or is it just that, you can call, he calls you and, he's not available when you call him. So I think a lot of times they want that security, knowing that you can be accessed at any time. Like, they're like, okay, is he out with somebody else or what? He's only answering the phone or he's only calling. You're looking at
So
me
that's
like, what?
That's like the
is.
quintessential signs of a player right there.
Mhm.
Yeah, right.
Okay.
He's
So
only available on his time.
On his
Right.
time.
Right. You can call. We're not saying just show up, but you can call him randomly throughout the day, and he picks up. Even if it's after 10 o'clock, he still picks up, and he makes sure that you make it home safely, and all of those things. Or talk to you on the ride home. Like all of those things, those little things matter. They matter.
Now, are you educating women on how to intentionally put these tests out there, or is it, or are the women just doing it? Like they might just call.
No, they're not just doing it. No, we're coaching them. Absolutely. We're coaching them. Yes, because remember, whatever they've done previously hasn't really been effective and hasn't worked. So these are some of the things and some of the tools that we coach.
Wow. So it's like part of the vetting process, pretty much. Like something. Wow.
Yeah. And then there's a metrics. It's well, not really a game. It's not really a game, right? But but there is a metric. So think about, how often he shows up. I mean, there's a barometer here. So yeah, if he does it consistently, then that's probably your guy. If you find that, you are consistently seeing this man and he's putting in effort and you're doing the same, because it's not just on him, it's on you as well. Right. And the chemistry is there and you guys are both vibing, then, give it a minute and see where this goes. Yeah.
Okay. That's so interesting. So how important is the texting game? Right? Like,
oh, please. Oh, please. Yeah, we're not doing texting relationships. We're not doing an electronic relationship. So that's what we're not doing.
I like that.
We're not doing that because you can't really, you can't even, the tone, like you can't understand the temperature of the tone on a text message. It's just, we're not doing that because, and here's the thing, men will do it and women will do it too. We get lazy. That's a lazy relationship.
Yeah,
if you want to text all day long and you can't pick up the phone, you can't build an emotional connection off of a text message. You need to hear somebody's voice. You need to see somebody's face. So those types of things help you develop that emotional connection.
Because there's too much room for assumptions.
Oh, it is.
When you text them.
And when you think of it, when you first start dating someone, there are different buckets that you put the person in. So there's going to be that woman that requires a man to call. There's going to be a woman that's like, I'm not going to call. I called him 2 days ago. I'm just going to keep on texting. But the woman that, requires him to call, it's like he has a decision to make. Either he's going to invest the time or he's not. So texting is like, okay, I'm too busy. She's too busy. She's all right with a text. I'll get back to her on Thursday. But the woman that makes him call, like, I would really love to hear your voice. Then you're going to make a decision. Either I'm going to invest this time, but this is not the one that I can just text.
No.
Well, so what's the strategy for that? Should a woman, because I hear women say, hey, the man should pursue me. So I want him to call. I want him to do these different things. But is there like a balance, or what's the best strategy for a woman to be able to get to the first date and then advance it after that in terms of communication back and forth?
Yeah, we don't really subscribe to that, really.
Okay.
It's more about confidence and having a lasting experience. So we always say if your experience, even for a first date or a first phone call, is memorable, he's going to come back. And then you get to make that decision. But, a lot of times it's like, oh, I'll just wait until he calls back. Or, I'm going to act like they always say, I don't want to be thirsty.
Yeah.
Right.
But that thirsty, it's not thirsty. You're interested. Show interest.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Show interest. And then he can take the ball from there.
Yeah. Because here's the thing. Women are the only ones that do that tit for tat stuff. Well, he called me last. Or I called him last, so I'm not going to call. Like, men don't think like that. You don't think like that. Well, let me just see who texted the last or who called last. Men don't think like that. Women do though. Well, I'm gonna just sit back and I'm gonna wait because I'm the last one that called. Do you think like that?
No, we
don't
go back and read text threads.
No,
we don't think about who called last.
She called me last,
so I'm not gonna do it.
Saturday.
No, so we say, when you feel like hearing his voice, pick up the phone and call him. I don't care about if it was just yesterday and we talked yesterday. I want to talk to you again today.
See, I like that.
Yeah.
That's boss.
I'm a call.
See, and you do like it, right?
Most men do. They love it.
It's clear, and the woman is showing interest versus you being very confused.
Absolutely.
Because people say nice things all the time via text. Hey, I enjoyed the day, but then I don't hear from you.
Right. But when you pick up the phone and call and say, I want to see you.
A lot of times she's sitting there just waiting. Like, I hope he'll call. I hope, why are we doing that?
So, another thing that I find women do, and I think it's some layer of protecting themselves, is that they don't act very excited for the date.
Yeah.
Which is like very confusing.
It is confusing. And that's why they get ghosted.
Interesting.
Yeah. That's why they get ghosted.
Okay.
Yeah.
So guys are still using the ghost strategy.
They're out of there.
Alive and well.
Everybody uses that.
It's alive and
I think
well.
it's because there's a lot of pressure on the first date. Like, it should just be, I'm meeting somebody new.
Yeah.
So why does it have to be like, oh, is this my husband? Is this my wife?
Yeah.
No, just meet somebody new. There has to be something amazing. You got dressed, you got cute, you got handsome. Have a good conversation. So I think people go into it with too much pressure, and that's what makes it,
it is so crazy. So we had this client that came on and she was like, well, I was just thinking because he lives here and his house is a lot smaller than mine. So why would first date, I don't think I'm gonna move in his, but he's gonna have to move in mine. Girl, y'all just went out. You had one date. Like, why are you even thinking about who's going to move in whose house? You know what I mean? You're not there. They're so forward thinking. And sometimes we need to just reel it back and enjoy the moment.
Yes.
Like, enjoy the moment. Be present. Enjoy getting to know him. Like, there's no reason why you're already trying to move in and see who's going to sell their home.
Well, nobody wants to waste time.
No.
And see, like when a woman is enjoying it and she's just flowing, a man feels that. Like he feels like how just flowy and free and relaxed and like her energy. And you also feel like this guarded, tense, nervous, anxious. And nervous is fine.
Right.
Right. But it's a difference between anxious or concerned. Like there's this like this almost like if it's an energy blocker there, you can kind of sense when a woman is not just in flow.
Right.
And a lot of times it could be because those thoughts are just in like
so
some people are overthinking. They're not present. It just goes back to the present and enjoying the moment and what's happening.
But you know what really avoids that, which I'm giving you some inside information, but even for both sides, even if one person is nervous, the other person, cut it by just giving a compliment. Wow, you smell amazing. You know, I'm really enjoying this conversation.
That puts people at ease.
It's like, oh, you look so nice. I love that color on you. Yeah. I mean, give them something. They're like, oh, okay, well, I'm enjoying it.
She does like me. She does. Because here's the thing. Men usually know if they're going to ask you out for a second date on date one.
Facts.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean, right? You should know within 8 minutes. If we're going to do this,
it doesn't take long.
No, not at all. Not at all. So you already know. You already know if we're going to do this again.
As soon as I meet her, I'll hug her. She got a big smile on. She smells good.
Like,
give me a nice little tight.
She leans in on the hug too.
I like the way this feels.
You smell amazing.
You probably sign her up for the next few days.
Right. What are you doing Saturday? You know, already. You're already forward thinking and planning it. So that's when you know it's going well.
That is so true.
You know,
that is so true.
So I want real quick. You talking about this pressure and this level of social anxiety when people are getting on dates. And I want to talk about a bit of the taboo things that some of the young ladies might do on dates. And Tyshawn, you can let me know if you've ever experienced this, but I've experienced this on multiple occasions where I went out with a woman and at some point in the date, I could tell that she had drunk a little bit before the date. Okay, drunk or like a look. Maybe she got like this light pink tint in her eye. Maybe she like smoked a little bit. Okay, because I didn't know that was unusual or okay.
Yeah, but sometimes I need to take the edge off. But you have to be careful about.
You had some drunk on the date.
I've definitely experienced that. In my mind, if you show up pre-drunk
to
the date, and it's slick though. It's slick, because like it might literally just be, you know, you get that light smell of tequila on your back. It's like a suit. Like you got to be real close, but you're just smelling.
You're like,
right.
What's going on?
Yeah. So how do you feel about that though?
I feel like she's distressed.
Really?
Likewise.
I feel like she's going through.
I think it comes from a good place though, because the woman wants to be in
that
flow.
No, I don't think of no good place.
So here's the thing, but you think about the process of getting dressed to go out, right? So you're excited to meet somebody. For me, you know, I'm off the market, but you know, I'm gonna have a glass of wine or, you know, or some bourbon or whatever, right? I'm getting dressed. I got the music playing. I'm feeling good. I'm in a good mood and I'm excited to be able to meet you. So what you're telling me is that she can have a drink before she comes?
All with context, with context. Because if she was like, if that's what happened, because I'm always slick. I'm like, oh, okay, the party already started, huh? Like I'm
like, baby, I had one drink.
Because I'm digging. I'm trying to figure out what I'm dealing with. And now if she tells me that, I was like, you know, I was getting dressed. I had me a glass of wine. I was wanting to feel good before I met you. And I'm like, oh, that's dope.
Yeah. Okay.
But if it's like,
but if she's slurring in her speech.
Well, so it's not always that bad, but it is a little concerning.
Right. We've had women have too many drinks on the date. Right. Where she started out okay, and then all of a sudden he had to almost put her in an Uber.
See, that's another one. That's another one.
So it can be pre-drunk. And ladies, please don't have too many drinks.
You just lost your husband.
Yeah.
Right. You just lost your husband.
He was a good potential, you know.
And the guys got to be careful too, not to feed your date a bunch of drinks.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, that's taking care of a young lady.
That clearly lets y'all know where he stands, but what's going on right now. He's trying to get you all liquored up. At the end of the day, it's only if I've ever done
to next.
Next stop.
It's tricky though, because you do want the young lady to be comfortable, but at the same time, sometimes I'm wondering, is this the real them? or is it just alcohol induced?
Mm-hmm.
So I think it just provides this layer of confusion and uncertainty with what the experience might be the next time you get up with them.
Right. Yeah. I mean, you have to have some control though. I mean, I would say only have a couple drinks on the first date, if you don't want to have that perception.
So first off, y'all finding these for the women. I know the women is like, wait, first of all, where y'all finding these marriage ready men at, right? Because here's the thing. How do you even know that a man is ready for marriage to put in front of another woman who's serious in that way? What are y'all asking or figuring out about him to know that?
Yeah, we ask him.
Yeah.
Is it that simple?
Yeah, we ask him if he's marriage minded. I mean, again, do you envision yourself, being married? Are you open to marriage? How do you feel about marriage? Because we have some men that say, well, it's just a piece of paper. I really don't care about it, so it doesn't even matter to me, right? Then that's not for our client, because my client wants a piece of paper. My client wants an insurance policy, some benefits, some of those things. So you're not the right one for her.
So how about this? Let's role play, because I know what guys are saying. So role play with me and I'm gonna and let me know how serious if this guy will qualify to be one of the guys. Okay, so what would you ask?
So
me
am I the matchmaker or am I
You're the matchmaker?
I'm the matchmaker.
And you're trying to figure out if I'm a marriage ready man.
Yeah. So tell me about your experience with relationships. Tell me what healthy relationships that you've seen growing up.
Oh wow. Okay, I thought you was gonna ask me about the marriage.
No,
so
I want to understand your
matters.
mindset around marriage itself, because your mindset can be misconstrued. You know what I mean? Your mindset can be around. So no, that matters, because how you're going to treat the marriage once you are. I mean, men are ready to be married. We meet them all the time.
Right. It could be like my uncle's always had 1 million women, so I don't really think marriage is a big deal. So we're on to the next. So
see, that's interesting. Because you went for a pretty deep question to figure that out.
Well, I'm interviewing you for my clients. So of course, a lot of it is going to be deep, because I'm not wasting their time. And so I'm not going to, we're not going to present, an unready man that we don't feel like would be a good fit for our client. It's a waste of her investment and her time.
So a woman wanted to make sure she's asking and figuring this out herself. She doesn't have a matchmaker, but she wants to see this level of seriousness. And she may not want to ask about childhood trauma within the first few. What would she ask to figure out? Because what if, she says, hey, are you interested in marriage? I'm open to it.
The right time. I'm open. Right.
Yeah, I'm open.
Yeah. Because they all say I'm open just to keep the door open. Right. Don't you? Yeah.
And to keep them legs open.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
They say
I'm open.
I'm open. That's exactly why they say it. Right. Because if they say no off the bat, they know it's a no for her, and she's done. There's no legs opening. Right.
Yeah.
So no.
So that's the thing, because the ladies might just keep it there, and they might be surprised on the back end when they find out he's not marriage ready.
Right.
Because they asked him and he said he's open, and they just they walked away.
Right. But you make a good point, though. A lot of times on a date, women can't find that out, because a lot of times the men are going to say, I'm open. So you can't really find that out. You have to find out from his behavior. Yeah. Is he consistent? Is he, doing all the things that a husband would do?
Very vague.
Introducing you to his family, all of that
stuff. Yeah.
Okay. So if we can just overall just give the ladies a few things to look at to help them understand marriage ready. Okay, just to give them a few key points, because we naming some now, so I like to organize them for ladies. So one, we're saying obviously just straight make sure we ask them, because some people might just be literally avoiding the conversation already.
Right.
So asking them, and is the question, are you open to marriage?
How do you feel about marriage?
How do you feel about marriage?
How do you envision marriage too?
And and be quiet. And so here's the problem. So we want to answer the questions for them, right? As women sometimes, right? Be quiet, sit there, look cute, smile, and let them answer. It's an open-ended question. He'll talk if you allow him to.
That's like a SAT essay question.
Right.
Yeah, they gonna write. He gonna hang us.
Because I'm gonna be honest. Because you know what? The biggest things is like especially I have a sales background too, and I always know you always want to ask open-ended over closed-ended questions. So if you say something like, yo, are you open to marriage? Yep.
Yeah.
Right.
Too easy.
Yep.
Yeah.
Pass that flying cup.
Yeah. I would say, tell me about some of the relationships that you saw growing up.
Yeah.
what did the men do? What would you like to do differently, and what would you like to do similarly?
And that really gets people
talking,
really
and you
get
just be quiet and let them talk.
And if he's not the one, you just handed that brother some rope.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh,
Right
he's
there.
gonna hang himself after a while. Right.
I mean, I ain't saying I won't do it, but
right.
I don't plan on doing it.
And not anytime soon. And then they start talking that not anytime soon. Well, you can even ask, paint me a picture. Like, what's the timeline in a perfect world?
In a perfect world.
Would you be, would marriage look good on you in 0 to 3 years, 3 to 5 years?
Well, the world ain't perfect.
Years?
The world ain't
1 to 2 years. And what does that look like? What does that look like? And you can,
Wow.
she can say, but because for me, I'm dating with intention. So everyone that I'm putting effort and energy into, we're thinking similarly, so.
Right.
So where we finding these men?
Well, that's the number one question, isn't it?
Right.
Yeah.
If everybody knew that, they wouldn't be hiring us.
That's the secret. We got the secret.
Yeah. I mean, sports bars, all types of fraternity events. I mean, it's really not. It's so funny because we're national, right? We've been based in Atlanta for years and North Carolina before that. But it doesn't matter if it's DC, Atlanta, California, Iowa. There are no men here. We hear that all the time. So it's not about where you're finding the men. It's about the skills that you have to even approach the men that are around you. There are men everywhere. There are men everywhere. It's just, are you looking up? Are you making eye contact? Are you saying hello? Are you having a conversation? So a lot of times they're right around you, wherever you are.
We hear that a lot too, especially for Atlanta.
Yeah.
There's no men in Atlanta.
I mean, they say that all the time.
They're great men in Atlanta.
Great, and they're not all gay either. You know what I mean?
We hear that too.
Yeah, we hear it too. And I'm like, that's not true. That's not true.
So why
let's dispel these myths today.
Okay,
let's dispel the myths.
I mean, and women, is it women truly know that's not true and they just use it as a layer of protection, or is it?
Could be.
This is really what they think?
Because here's the thing: some have been rejected for so long, and they can't understand why, and they don't know why it isn't working for them. So that has to be the reason, right? So, but that's not it. It's not it. Sometimes it's you. Yeah, sometimes it's you.
Yeah, and again, having the confidence to know, okay, yeah, the statistics say there are so many more women than men, but I'm all that, so it doesn't matter how many women. So again, you have to have that confidence to say, hey, I'm worth dating.
All you need is one. It doesn't matter how many men. Yeah, it doesn't matter how many.
Yeah, they're always like, oh, there's so many, women. They're not really. They're just going through us, and they're not really serious, and that's not true either for men.
You just need one.
Man, let me tell y'all, this is gonna be good. Listen, I'm very excited about this initiation hotline today. Yeah. I am very excited about this initiation hotline today because, guys, I want y'all to know again, if you missed it earlier, we're actually gonna be bringing you guys up on video from now on. Okay, so we testing this out. This is the first time ever with the matchmaking duo where we are gonna bring you guys up on video. All right, so just make sure you got at least some decent light in there.
Presentable.
Don't be in a dungeon. Yeah, just be presentable here. Represent for the initiates.
You don't know who's watching, right? Somebody may see you come up and then say, I want to get in touch with that person. We use every single opportunity as a dating opportunity, right? So absolutely. So even the people that show up today, you look like you want to be seen.
You stay ready. You ain't got to get ready.
You got to get ready. Right. Yeah, it's an opportunity.
We say you're on the market 24 hours, 7 days a week, not just when you're going out with your girlfriends.
Right. So look in the mirror and say, would you date you today before you get on this call?
And keep it real. You keep it real.
It's good. You ready to open it up?
Let's open it up. Look, let's go ahead and pop off the initiation hotline. All right.
I know when the hotline
let's do this. Let's go ahead and pin. What we're going to do, we're going to pin the guys in the chat. So for my people in the chat right now, we are going to pin the link to join our chat in there. So what's going to happen is once you join, you're not going to automatically pop on. I am the casting director. Okay. So I will be in the background and I will let you guys up. Okay, when we go ahead and join. So you go ahead and make sure you click that link. Okay, you can use a laptop. You can use a cell phone, whatever you have, you can go about using it. Just make sure you click that link and we're going to go ahead and get that put up for you here in just a second. And I guess, guys, you don't like the episode because we got 365 people liking it and we're on the way to 1,000 people in the room. So what I need us to do is just help us get to 500, guys. Just hit the like button if you like the show, please. We just that just lets me know you like what we're doing.
Exactly.
I don't want to waste your time tonight, guys. Just give me a nice like if you like what we're doing. And big shout out here to the matchmaking duo. Y'all actually just had, you said you just had a client make it to the altar as of, when was that now?
Yesterday. Yeah.
That was yesterday.
Just texted us yesterday.
Okay. Now, this client here, was it like the first match, the first date, or did we have to get them matched up a few times to make that thing happen?
Probably a few times, maybe, but not many. So I think maybe she had gone out with 3 or 4, people.
And so what do you think made this particular 2 spark? Like this guy and this lady. What do you think it was about those 2 that made it work?
Well, I think it was the time that he invested in the relationship. She hadn't seen that before in a long time. She has a daughter, so he wasn't afraid of the fact that she had a daughter. So he was, really into that. I mean, they travel together. They do all kinds of things. They had a little bump about spirituality there for a minute. But, again, they came back to us. We coached them through it, and they became engaged just yesterday.
Give me that bump on spirituality.
I think that's a big thing.
What was the bump there?
Yeah, so she wanted someone who was actively Christian. And he, again, like Tana said, a lot of times we are getting a lot more people who are saying they're more spiritual. So they're just almost not going with what their parents said, but they're finding spirituality out for themselves. And so, he was like, I'll go to church, but I just really need to find out for myself why I believe what I believe. And she was like, look, this is what we believe, and I need you to be able to lead this house in this way.
And I want to trust that you can do it with the same believer that I have, and so that was important to her.
Was she Christian though?
Yes.
Not just saying she Christian.
No, she was.
Yeah. She was and she went to church every Sunday, and she wanted them to go to church every Sunday as a family, and that was really important to her.
Wow. Yeah. I mean that's a snag. Like that's not anything to play with. That's a real snag.
It is.
So how did they work through that? Like what was conversation like to be able to find common ground on that?
Well, I think that when we finally got to the bottom of it, it's like, let's paint a picture of what he does well and what he does for you, right? And make a list of all of those things. So if there's one thing, is he willing to go to church? Yes. Does he believe in a higher power that's bigger than him? Yes. Is he going to hold himself accountable to this higher power for the greater good of this relationship and this marriage? Yes. Okay, so now tell me what the issue is.
Interesting.
Yeah.
That's a very interesting perspective, because we brought a lot of people up and they all have very different perspectives and takes. Before I actually get into that, again, I want you guys to know that we put the link in here.
I'm not sure they're ready for it, though, Ty. I'm not sure they're ready. The ladies are saying y'all should have gave us some prep time for it.
That's what they said.
That's what they're saying.
Okay, look, listen.
We still got the phone number.
Wait a minute. We always say you got to be ready. Get a baseball cap and some lip gloss, and let's go.
Get you a baseball cap.
There's no missed opportunities.
Get you some lip gloss,
some earrings,
and some earrings, a baseball cap, and let's go.
Show up
with a smile.
I would love that.
Again, click the link. You don't come right in. Okay, we're gonna slowly let you up. Don't worry, we can give you some time. But I want y'all to come up in here. But you said we actually get some phone calls?
No. I said we still got the phone number up.
Okay.
Yeah.
Listen, I'm gonna get about 5 more minutes. I'm gonna give y'all about 5 more minutes to get it together and run up in here. I don't want perfection, but I do want y'all to. I do want to try it and get this thing right here with the family, because we're gonna get some eye contact, some face-to-face head going on. We're gonna really build a relationship. But going back to this is really interesting. We actually recently released the episode this Sunday with Marcus Wiley, and we talked about that. We talked about whether or how a woman should perceive, when she really wants a man of God. That's really important to her. And I seen in the chat how people responded to it. They were pissed off because what he said, the first thing you need to be looking for is a good man. Just making sure he is a good man. A lot of times all of those other things will come. Because what he also explained was just because he's a Christian does not mean he's going to be a good man.
Correct.
Just because he's a Muslim does not mean he's a good man.
Correct.
So look for the good in him first, and then just be patient with that brother. And that pissed a lot of people off, because the Bible say we gotta be equally yoked, right? We gotta be equally yoked.
But the Bible does say that. However, the Bible also says to show love. right? And if he's showing you love, he's showing, the love for the family. I mean, those are some of the things. That's why, had her, write down the good in him, the things that he does well, the things that he consistently shows up for, all of those things. That's, if you think about it, what she wanted was him. Everything that he represented, he was delivering that. It was that one thing. You just have to be you have to be flexible. And sometimes as women, we can be inflexible. We can be. And so I think that you have to kind of sit back, take a deep breath, and look at the greater good of the relationship.
Yeah, and I think there's a misconception too in that area where a lot of times it's like, oh, he needs to be a deacon. Like he needs to be aspiring to be a pastor. I mean, there are a lot of men who are spiritual and they might pray at home in secret, so I think a lot of times it doesn't have to always be the one that's out in front. It's really how he leads at home, which is the most important thing.
And he has a relationship with God, and he has his own relationship. That's important. I would much rather have a man that has his own relationship with God than someone who's just present in church and not even there.
You know what? I would actually like to put a poll on this.
What you got?
This is a poll. Would you marry a good man of a different spiritual background?
Yeah, so that's a great question. That's a good question.
A good man,
yeah,
with a different spiritual background. And ladies, when I say good, I mean this man is fundamentally good.
Right.
He's a protector. He's a provider. He's a good father. Right. He is somebody who cares for you. He's somebody who pours into you. He's somebody who just across any race, any spirituality, he'll be able to please his woman in that way. Like he's a good man. Right. But you guys do have different spiritual beliefs. I think that's just really interesting.
It's a good poll.
Yeah.
So I'm dropping this poll, guys. Would you marry, just let me know if this is right, would you marry a good man with a different religious background?
Yeah, that's fine.
Yes or no?
That's
yes
fine.
or no? Dropping that right now.
We're going to drop that right now. I want to see what y'all going to say up in here. And look, they definitely nervous because y'all are not.
But the funny thing is, we get so many DMs, we get so many emails. Sometimes people just get shy. I don't know what it is, especially, but yeah.
But the hotline is usually popping.
Oh yeah, the hotline is
the video
definitely
aspect
usually
really got
popping.
to throw it off. You can use your phone,
yes.
guys. Like ladies and gentlemen, you can use your phone. Just click the link, and you're going to get into the back room. You don't come right on the camera.
You put your name in.
Yep.
You hit Enter Studio, the Enter Studio button. And once you enter, I then have the ability to bring you on here and we have a conversation with you. So go ahead and do that. And while that's happening, I really want to see what this poll is because the chat here is disagreeing, vehemently disagreeing in the chat. But I'm interested to see how the poll ends up turning out because, we have a large, we have a lot of our followers are followers of faith. And, which I think is a beautiful thing. And, it's interesting because I have seen, I've heard different perspectives around this topic, but just you guys being, obviously in the business of love, like, do you see that people with those different backgrounds, are they able to still have harmony and synergy in their households over time? Is that something that you guys see to be possible and consistently possible?
They are, yeah, because they are at a point where they are supportive and respecting of the other person's faith. But the problem is when it comes in when you have children and you're trying to teach them your different backgrounds and what you feel is important to, so that's where it comes into it. So if it's just the two of you, a lot of times it's like, what, I support you being Muslim, just don't try to convert me. I support you being, but then when, the family comes into play.
Oh yeah.
And the children are asking questions, that's where that's a problem.
Get a little tricky.
Those parents and other influences,
right?
Also
family, family dynamics. So why did you marry this person? You're supposed to be, like you said, equally yoked.
Yeah.
And what does that mean when a woman says, just don't try to convert me? Is that, I don't think I like that.
You don't like
that? What do you
mean?
What do you mean when they say, what do you mean?
Just don't try to convert me.
Yeah, don't try to force me into your religious beliefs because that's not what I believe
right.
in. Don't try to force it on me. If I decide to come on my own, then that's me and I'm coming, on my own, in my own merit. But don't try to force it down my throat because that's not what I want.
Respect each other.
Yeah.
That makes sense. That makes sense. Just religion in general, you don't want nobody to force it.
Yeah.
First of all, this poll is growing very fast. So I know it's a pretty, is it lopsided already?
People are not liking that. Yeah.
The best case scenario is to have
this is it. Yeah, this poll is done. This poll is done.
It's 70-30. It's 70-30 right now. Would you marry a good man with a different religious background? Yes or no? We got 70% of votes right now. No.
They said no, really.
Ooh,
Okay.
70%
They
of
said no.
people.
Okay.
Yeah, we really try to match people who have similar beliefs.
Mhm.
And
That's tricky because
and that's something
Yeah.
that your client, like you've had issues,
We
I'm
have.
sure, on
Oh,
multiple
for sure.
occasions.
Yeah, it's
Yes.
a requirement.
Mhm.
It's usually one of the, top 5.
Because a lot of times that's the principles by which people live.
And that's all they
So
know.
it's not just, oh, we just go to church. They're
Yeah.
really living that life. So whether they're Muslim, Buddhist, whatever. So, you really have to have shared vision and faith.
I gotta meet these ladies. I don't know if they really living that life. I think they saying that they want a Christian because it's what they identify with. But
Yeah.
I mean, and maybe they going to church. Maybe at minimum they going to church. But
Right.
I do think I don't know how many people are actually living by those principles.
Well, men too.
And
You're
studying
right.
scripture.
You're right. Men too.
Yeah, I would
Mhm.
challenge that for sure.
So,
just
by the way,
depends.
listen, y'all have absolutely crushed my hopes on this video. So listen, we not giving up on this. Next Monday, y'all better be ready because we will be having this video pop off. And at any point in time, if somebody joins, I will let them up, but I'm gonna open up the phone lines for y'all. Okay.
Can they call?
Yes, I'm gonna open up the phone lines because here's what I want.
Crazy.
Anybody that's struggling with compatibility right now, or you getting stuck on that first date in particular, I want you to be able to call in, come up here, and talk to the matchmaking duo here tonight, so we can help y'all get out of that first date hamster wheel.
Yeah.
Or again, if you're struggling to find compatibility
Mhm.
in the brothers, they're not compatible for whatever reason that might be, I'm gonna let you call in. So Lionel, go ahead and let me know when the phone lines is ringing in, and we'll go ahead and bring them in. But
Over
if
1,000 people in the
bold,
room, by the way.
video is priority.
Nice.
If somebody joins that link, I'm bringing you up here.
We
We're gonna
wanna
take
see
care of you
We want to
first.
see you.
All right.
So shout out to Jarethia Falls, shout out to Deb, and shout out to Chairman of the Poor for all joining the Initiates family. That's lit. Ladies, so let me ask y'all
Just
this.
hit over 1,000 people in here,
Just
baby.
hit over 1,000.
Yes.
I want to ask y'all this because he talked about getting out of the first date, was carousel,
Mhm.
right? And then you talked about your client who had to go on 4 or 5 dates to, find her match.
Right.
Now you had last week, this viral post was going out about what the list of where women don't want to go
Mhm.
on dates.
Mhm.
So for you guys, when you advising your clients, right, what are you informing them is the best locations or places for a first date?
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. It has
We
to
got
be-
the wrong link pin, by the way. We got to pin the right link in there in the chat, by the way. Ryan, you in the chat.
I gotta need the right link.
Oh, okay. I got it. I'm gonna send it to you. But go ahead. But go ahead. I'm sorry, you can answer that question.
Oh yeah, so good places for a first date. I mean, it really needs to be some place where you can hear each other. Number one, so and places that something interactive. So I know bowling was on that list. So I think that's a great place to go.
It
You
is,
know, bowling, horseback
absolutely.
riding, archery.
Anything that
Yeah,
you can
cooking
do,
classes, all
teamwork.
types of things
And
that you can do together.
anything that you can interact with. And so we were doing media, we were on like a media outlet tour for that viral post that happened. And so, we recommend like having a drink, because having a drink or maybe some coffee or something like that, that was on the list. I'm not doing that.
Coffee shop. Yeah,
Coffee
we
shop.
love a coffee
We
shop.
do,
Oh,
because
y'all love the coffee shop.
we do like it, because here's the thing. We talk to men every week, all day long, and they tell us, listen, I don't know that I want to spend 2 hours and $200 with somebody I don't know. So, we agree. Why should you? Dating is expensive.
Yes.
It's
It is.
expensive.
Mhm.
And you got to have a separate dating budget for it. Right. And so what men tell us, they're like, listen, I just want to see if if we're vibing, then we can leave and we can go to dinner from there. We can flow from there. Right. But just see if there's some chemistry.
Well, women
there.
too. I mean, do you want to be at a 5-course meal and you're on course number 2 and you're looking at this person like, I would never want to, and you can't even get out of it?
Exactly.
So that is the worst. So coffee, something. We had someone do an ice cream date the other day. I mean, just something light.
And the thing is, if a man is into you and the coffee date goes well,
they're going on.
He's going to want to
you
take
what do
you
you
to
want to do?
Exactly.
What do you want to do
Hold on,
next?
wait.
Like,
I'm sorry. I got a brother that just joined in here.
the video or
The video.
Yeah.
Okay,
I got a brother in here.
Okay.
Shout out to so a lot of the ladies be tuned in.
Mhm.
So whenever I get a brother, I get
Yeah.
excited. We got Mike C coming to the stage. Welcome, Mike C, the Harley Initiated, brother.
What's up, guys?
Whoa, we can't hear you, brother. You are muted.
Oh, hold on, let me get my mic.
Or your phone, whatever you're speaking on.
Mike C, he got the beard going. He said he ready for
I'ma
he
show
stay.
you
He
go.
said he's staying ready.
Hey, Mike.
Mike.
Mike C, can we hear you, brother? Is that us or is that him? Check it out, Mike.
Mike
See
is
you.
the
Mike
Unmuted.
muted
Yeah.
Unmuted.
that unmute button, Mike. See, so we can hit, so we could actually hear you. And let me make sure we don't have you. Nah, Mike. See, you are unmuted, brother. We gotta listen. We gotta get you right, Mike. Make sure you unmuted on your end. And until we figure that out, Mike, see, I want to see
volume up because sometimes we have that too.
Yeah. So check it out,
Turn the volume up, Mike. See.
Mike. See, make sure you got
Up or down?
There we
you
go.
go. There you go, Mike.
All the way up, Mike.
Yes.
We've had that.
We got you, Mike. What's up, man? How are you, brother?
I'm doing pretty good.
Awesome. Well, look, I mean, first of all, I see. I think it was your son walking in the
Good,
background. So,
good.
are you your father?
I've been watching you guys since the beginning, so
Good.
I'm excited to
Excellent.
be on.
Mhm.
That's what's up.
Yeah.
Hey,
Oh,
one.
thank you.
I live in,
Fun.
sorry, I'm getting a lot of feedback, but anyways, I live in Eagle. You guys probably heard of like Eagle Pass on the news with all the immigrants come across. I'm in no man's land, but I'm not, I travel. So it's hard. There's no black people here. There's no sisters here. So I was considering becoming a passport bro.
He's one of those guys y'all was talking about.
Right.
But I refuse to give up. My
You gonna
best
give up
friend
on the
lives in
entire
Atlanta.
United States of America?
I do visit Atlanta often. Like I will be there for the
I mean, we have clients though that travel too. We have, traveling nurses. We have all types of female clients that travel too. So it's really not, something that we've done all the time. So it doesn't mean that you can't meet someone.
So, Mike, do you have a question in particular about
Yes.
about finding these young ladies?
Yes. How do you establish like a long distance relationship? Like how do you initiate that, keep that going? Because that's where I am right now. I have to do long distance because I live in Texas.
Yeah. So the question
Good question,
is, how
Mike.
do you establish
A long
keep
distance
and keep the fire going? It sounds like and that's a big concern.
It is.
From
yeah.
I mean, a lot of people are interested in these long distance relationships.
Right. And well, I dated long distance and just got married myself. So I dated long distance for 4 years.
Wow.
Yeah.
For 4 years.
4 years.
Wow.
Yes.
Congratulations.
Incredible.
Congratulations, by the way.
Thank you.
So give us some game on that, by the way. What we got to do to get the long distance game popping for my man Mike?
Right. So I think the first thing is really using technology. So you have to treat technology like a date. So, if you're going on Zoom, if you're going on FaceTime, you can download apps like Marco Polo and even send video chats during the day, where you're looking cute or you're looking good and you're sending different, things to keep everybody interested. So that's one thing, using technology as your friend.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah.
And I think that also you have to paint a picture of how this can work, right? Because and you need a plan. So if there's 4 weeks in a month, if one person travels, every 2 weeks and the other person travels the other 2 weeks, so you're seeing each other twice a month.
Right.
You're seeing each other twice a month, and you can, make it work, make it fun. You can travel to different places together, and you can meet halfway. We're creating memories here. I always say, women create memories, men will change your life, create a lifestyle.
Yeah. Well, long distance, we will say though, it only works when there's a plan to end it. So you have to have the overall vision of who would be willing to move, who wouldn't, because you don't, unless it's just something that you want to do forever.
You can't do that
you
forever.
have to almost paint the picture of how it could work if things work
like
out.
the woman should move for the man, or the man should move for the woman?
I think it should whatever makes sense.
Yeah, I don't think it's gender specific.
No.
It depends on who works from home. It depends on who's able to move. It depends on who has the better location for what you want to do for the overall plan. So I don't really think it's gender.
Well, I have a pretty good career, so but I do have children that my son's 10 years old, so I'm still active in his life.
Right.
So it's hard for me to just pack up and just move because I'm dad, and I love being dad.
And
So,
it's important
you're
to say
definitely right.
that.
It has to come to an end. Like I don't know if I could do 4 years. I could probably do 2, but not 4.
Yeah. Right. And you know what? And set that expectation though. So I don't plan to do this forever, maximum 2 years for me, but I know that I want to be in this relationship and I know that I want to be married.
Right. And I think being clear, like if you're not ever moving, then what are we doing?
Yeah.
If you say, look, you're going to have come to my location. How do you feel with that? How do you feel about that? And if she's like, you know what, I'm never moving either. So what are we doing?
What are we doing? Having fun. That's about it.
That's about
Yeah,
it.
we're
That's
just
the
having
extent
fun.
of how the
Yeah.
relationship's gonna go.
Yeah.
Now,
Yo.
Mike mentioned that he we go ahead and let Mike go.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna do. Mike, first of all, thank you so much, brother, for
Fast.
coming up here and being engaged, man. First of all, Mike, are you currently single right now, right?
Yes.
You in the chat? Are you in the chat room? You got
You're
access
welcome,
to it?
man.
Yo, Mike, listen.
Drop that
And
Instagram
Mike,
we
profile.
need
Drop
Mike
in
that
our
We need
Instagram
this
profile.
technology for this long distance
Drop your
relationship.
Instagram. Drop your
Thank you.
Instagram in the chat. And any ladies that are interested in my brother Mike here, reach out to my Mike via IG. Do you have an Instagram, Mike?
No Instagram.
We
What-
need
what-
our
what-
database.
I'm on no social media.
What's going
Mike,
on,
hold
bro?
on, Mike, what you got? Facebook?
No Facebook.
Oh,
the
you're
hell?
missing. That's why you're not meeting
No
anybody.
social media.
Yeah,
Mike,
yeah,
all right,
Mike, nah, yeah,
forget
yeah.
it. Mike, drop your phone number in the chat,
Yeah.
Mike. Drop your phone in the chat.
No,
Send
Mike,
Mike a
join
text
our
message.
database. We need Mike to join our database at matchmakingduo.com.
There you go.
It's
Yeah, that's
complimentary.
complimentary.
It's
There you
complimentary.
go.
It's confidential. Join our database.
There you
Yes.
go.
There's
Join
thousands
the
of women in
database.
there.
Mike, get
Somebody gotta find you,
step
Mike.
your social
I
media.
will,
game
because
up.
I will. I'll do that. I just don't do social media because I'm busy. I'm a doctor, so I work a lot and I don't have time to do Facebook. I don't do Instagram. I don't do Snapchat. I just don't do a lot of social media. It gets you in trouble. I just don't have time for it. I'm too busy.
Listen,
Mike, listen. The lady's saying, "What's your email?"
Right.
Oh yeah, I
Hey,
do have an email.
Hey, drop your
postal address.
drop your email in the chat, Mike.
Mail you a letter.
Mike,
Man
drop-
said he a
Mail you a
doctor. He a
letter.
surgeon.
Hey, once he said doctor, it was like, listen,
Oh,
put,
yeah, right.
just put a signal in the sky.
Let me get a pigeon.
Hey, but Mike, listen, much love to you. I appreciate you,
Appreciate
brother. Drop that email in the chat, my guy.
Somebody
Join
said,
our
"Hey, Teresa
database.
said ASL." So, okay, so now, ladies, Mike mentioned that he has a child.
Mhm.
So, how difficult does it make the matchmaking process if somebody were to have kids?
Yeah, well, that's a good question. I think the first thing we want to do is find out really what the kids are looking for, which is something that a lot of people don't recommend,
Mhm.
but we do.
What the kids are looking
Yeah,
for?
what
they
are the
have an
kids? Because
opinion.
the kids can make or break this thing,
You're
right? The
kidding
kids
me.
could bring the
Yes.
whole thing down.
Wow.
Yeah, we
So,
coach
yes.
them to have a conversation with the child to uncover, what type of co-parent, what type of stepfather, stepmother that they're looking for. They have an opinion. They can be 5 years old and they still have an opinion.
I would have said rich one. That's what I want.
Right.
Somebody
Hey, so,
rich, a rich.
Honestly,
rich dad.
backstage is jumping, so I'm sorry, y'all. Ryan put the wrong link in there because everybody. No. You got it right this time.
But
It's right
listen,
this time.
I want y'all to drop. I'm gonna drop a poll. Should we release Delano? Because it's all Delano.
No, you put the right one in there. You put the Slack link. But check it out. Check it out here. I'm gonna go ahead and bring up somebody else here. It looks like we have a young lady. I'm gonna bring Jasmine here to the front. Yes, I seen her react. Yes, we bringing you up. What's up, Jazz?
Hi guys, how are y'all?
We are good.
Hey, Jazz.
How you
Nice
doing?
color, Jasmine.
Thank you. I'm doing good. You guys doing good?
Yeah. So Jazz, check
Yo,
it out.
Jazz got that smile.
Give
She
me
got
your.
that big
I
old
want
smile
you to
on.
give me your age, your location, as well as your question. Okay, Jazz.
I'm 35 from Charlotte. I actually call you guys a lot. So
Really?
Oh,
Okay.
Jazz from Charlotte.
Yeah,
I
that's
remember we
me.
talked. Just
Yes.
the guys pulling up on you at the gas station, right?
That's me. That's me.
Yo,
remember.
honestly, it's so good to put a face to the name and the voice, Jazz. So good to hear from you again. What's your question?
So my question actually kind of piggybacks off something that Mike hit on. And my thing is the social media presence. So I am a person that I don't have a heavy social media presence, and a really, really heavy social media presence is not attractive to me. And so I actually just met somebody who we exchanged numbers, we had a nice conversation, but when I looked on their social media, they're posting like every couple of minutes and like just doing a lot. And so I decided not to move forward. But I wanted to see if the ladies can speak to your social media presence and how important that is for a man and a woman.
Yeah, that's a great question.
Mhm.
Yeah, social media presence is really important, especially these days. So when you think about it, social media, especially if you're looking for a gentleman and you like you said, you just met somebody and you're able to go back a year, 2 years, 5 years to see what he was doing. Like, is what he's telling you, is it something that matches, what you see.
Mhm.
So, and I think the same for you. I mean, if you did establish the social media presence, are you looking like a party girl? Are you looking like, you're more established? All those things, it paints a picture. So I think we love social media.
Yeah, we
and I
do.
think if you're single, you need to be on there for sure. It could be people from high school. It could be people from college, people you grew up with. That's just opening another door to find somebody. So yeah, we say embrace it.
Yeah, it's a new trend, and again, it should really tell a story of what it's like to be in a relationship with you. Like, what are some of the things that you like to do? The pictures should, paint a, tell a story about your travel and places you like to go and things you like to do. If you're a foodie, all those types of things, those things matter. People are watching. They're watching to see who comments and who comments consistently.
Right. It's almost a red flag too if you don't have any social media. Like if you
is.
Google someone's name at a certain age and you don't find anything,
It's weird, a little
it
weird.
That's
is.
almost
It
a red
is.
flag.
It is.
Yes.
It is. And so we would encourage that.
Like, what are you hiding?
At least post something. So we're not saying that you need to be on it every day, like Mike C, thinking that I don't have time. None of us have time. We're all busy, but we do find time to share our wins. And people they go to social media for validation also.
Yeah.
And so like she just said that, it was a turnoff for her because he posted too often. Well, I mean, to me, and that's her choice, right? But that to me is somebody who's looking for validation and he needs validation often.
Is he making money on his social media?
Because that's the
It
difference.
didn't look that way to me, to be honest. I just think he has too much time on his hands.
Yeah.
Oh,
that
Either
could
time,
be.
or again, he wants people to comment. He wants people to like. I mean, that may be his love language. He may, those are things that he's looking for whatever reason.
Right. But is that a reason to really eliminate someone altogether? Was that the only reason?
No, it was the content that he was posting as well.
Okay,
And
right.
That,
and that
that
matters
definitely
also.
cancel you
What was
out.
he?
What was it?
What
What was
he
he
he had the stack of money to his ear. What was the situation?
No, it was kind of vulgar. Some of the things that he was posting, and I'm very private, and I don't expose that side of myself on social media, and I don't want to be with someone that does.
We talked about representation earlier, right? Somebody, can this person represent you? Would you be able, if your mother were to log on to the social media page, what was that? What would that look like? And does that matter to you? Because it may not. But again, is this person going to represent you well?
Yeah.
Hey, well, look, let me tell you, thank you so much for coming up here and calling up here.
Shout out to
Jazz,
Jazz.
big shout out to you for being consistent up on this joint. Is great to see your face. Okay,
Shout out to you being ready with the lighting and the smiles.
Good energy. I like this energy. He coming. All right, just be patient. It ain't this one though.
Bye, guys.
maybe Mike C and Jazz.
Right.
Yeah. Shout out to Mike C and shout out to Judith for sending over those super chats, guys. We love y'all and appreciate y'all. Mike gotta join the channel membership though. We need Mike as the initiative. We need more men.
Honestly, bro, look, the fact that we got doctors in this chat,
Great.
and the kind of men, I'm gonna be honest, we run into initiates all the time when I'm walking around, when I'm out in Atlanta on a regular basis. I'm gonna be honest, ladies, the quality of men that watch this channel, this is not one of these little video game playing, hot Cheeto eating men
they big
attracting.
Dogs. They big dogs.
The kind of men that we run into that love our show, they police chiefs, they doctors, they're therapists. These are brothers who are really movers and shakers and honestly intentional about wanting to improve their lives, their relational lives. So it's really dope. So look, y'all,
they manly men though. They got good firm handshakes and eye contact.
No weakness going on.
Yeah, men with confidence.
It's really dope.
So y'all don't be trolling that chat because your future husband could be watching in that chat.
You better go to that chat room quick.
So listen, I'm gonna bring one more up here. Big shout out to Stacy about to come up to the stage. Yes, I selected you. And look, you gotta mute the show in the back. You gotta mute the show, Stacy.
Stacy, what's up?
What's popping with you, Stacy?
Stacy.
Hi, everyone. I gotta mute the
What's
podcast.
going on with you, Stacy?
I'm good. How are you guys? Thanks for having me.
She's beautiful.
Of course. I need you to give me your age, your location, and your question, Stacy.
I'm Stacy. My name is. Oh my God, y'all can tell I'm nervous.
Yes, that's beautiful.
Family, Stacy. We're so proud of you being here.
I am 26 and I live in Boston, Massachusetts.
Wow.
Okay.
That's dope. That's dope. Okay. What's up? What's your question?
So just some context. I remember asking a question on one of your episodes some time ago, and some lovely ladies answered a question regarding when to know that you're ready to date. And I was really concerned about, the perfectionist within myself, really being worried about not being 100% whole and healed. And after some deep reflection and thought processes of my own, I realized that I am ready. And I've been trying to put myself out there in different ways. I am on dating apps. And my question is just like, where are the good men? Like, I can't seem to find them. And I'm just having a hard time meeting someone that meets, my standard and that I'm really compatible with. So
I love that. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So you said you're on dating apps. So what is it that you're missing so far? So you've been doing some dating, but what is it that you're missing in the men that you've dated so far?
I think for me, I've been running into men who are not as emotionally mature and competent as I would like. A lot of people aren't really. So what I expect is my equal counterpart who has done the equal amount of work that I've put in. Like, I've done the work to be my best self. So I'm in therapy. I have coaches. I'm also super invested in like doing shadow work and just really like understanding myself at the core. And I've found that, the men that I've met they're not really like, as invested in those things. And I feel like that kind of doesn't really make us compatible, because I'm dedicated to becoming my best self so that I can show up in the relationship as my best self and, navigate that way in a really healthy and sustainable way. And I think that's just what's lacking in the men that I meet.
Yeah. And, I would say, Stacey, that I think that you're doing a disservice for yourself, because it doesn't mean he may not be there today, but it doesn't mean that he won't ever get there. Right. It doesn't mean that. And just because you've done the work, which we're certainly proud of you for having done the work. But it doesn't necessarily mean that he's not a good man, because he may have done some different type of internal work. Not necessarily mean that he may have not gone to therapy. He may read. He may, be well read. He may have a trusted circle and a trusted group of friends that he, talks to. So there's so many other things to evaluate than saying, you know what, he really hasn't done. It's your interpretation of his self-work. And so without even, delving more deeply in that conversation with him to find out just what he's actually done, you won't know.
Right. And does he have someone he's accountable to? Yeah, that's a big.
So I want to ask this too, Stacey. What's typically the age of the guy that you dating? By the way,
great question.
So as I mentioned, I'm 26. I prefer not to date men in their 20s. I like them older. So I've dated men who are in their early 30s. So like 30, 31, 32.
Okay. So you dating guys that are in there, and I want to ask
that's
that
a good
too,
age.
because I think so too.
Yeah.
Because it is. I always recommend the ladies, shoot just for a more mature brother, especially when you're in your age group. Because if you look, guys definitely not doing no emotional work at 25 years old. Right now they doing damage right now. They doing the damage that they're gonna have to work on a little bit later.
Damage control later.
Right. So and that's the thing. It's like, I mean, even I'm gonna be honest, even 30, 31 for a guy,
he's still trying to figure it out.
Therapy and
he's
doing all of this. I mean, I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't know if that's the barometer.
Yeah.
If it's a guy who's doing the work at that level, especially at that age in his life, because I'm 30 years old myself.
Right.
And the only reason I'm doing the work is because I'm surrounded by the work for my work life.
Right.
If this wasn't really my life, I can't say that I wouldn't be spending majority of my day getting money.
That's what we was.
What most guys are doing. They're spending most of their life trying to figure out how to be great providers, how to build their value, mostly material value,
be marketable,
absolutely,
right? Maybe working on some skill sets like communication, working on some skill sets like leadership. That's typically the guys doing work. That's how we do work.
Right.
Like
it looks different.
It looks a lot different. It's not us tapping into our childhood trauma.
No,
so soon.
not at all.
And
Not
doing
at
those
all.
types
But I
of
told
things.
you, women are asking us
They're
more like,
asking-
does he have a therapist? Does he have someone that he's accountable to? That is something
Yeah.
that they're asking about more and more.
But look at
Is
his
it fair
friend
to expect
circle,
that though?
No.
Is it fair to expect the man to be working on the same thing as some of these young ladies are working on?
Yeah, I don't feel like it is. I feel like, I think it's something that she desires and that she wants, and that's certainly fine. But I think that again, you got to manage your expectations, because again, like you said, men that around that age bracket aren't doing that type of work. They're doing other work, but just not that type of work.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Remember,
And I
look,
kind of, oh, sorry.
I was about to let you go, Stacey. What's up? What you got?
One more thing. I was just gonna say, like, the physical department, the aesthetics, like, I don't know if I'm like asking for too much, but I am now, I guess my mindset has shifted from a place where, understanding that my type, like my typical go-to type of man that is very beautiful in the way that they look, just isn't what I need. You know what I mean? And so I guess I don't know if I'm like, I just don't know, like, if I should settle in the physical department, or if that's something that like I should continue to strive for in terms of like,
I
finding
mean,
a
it
partner.
sounds like you need to get out and start dating more, really, because I think sometimes we just get so stuck in, how does he look, or is he my type, or those types of things. I think the more conversation you have, the more you can tell if we are compatible or not. So yes, sounds like you might be eliminating a little too early.
Yeah.
So just go have fun. Don't put so much, pressure on it. Just start really having conversations, seeing what you have in common, and seeing if it's something that can sustain you long term. And then, like we said, sometimes chemistry can build.
It can. Yeah. Throw your type out the window and start over.
Yo, do me.
And I'm assuming these 30, young 30s
Yeah.
year old guys, they probably in decent shape. I'm not sure what you're
Some,
looking for.
not all.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Oh,
some.
Yeah, bro, 30, that's like 12 years after high school, bro.
We haven't played ball in
Come on now.
15 years.
Okay.
They've been working corporate for 9 years now, bro.
I guess we
Eat corporate dinners
the gym bros, so that's no different. Yeah.
As a matter of fact, but let me tell you, Stacey, listen, thank you so much for calling up here.
Thank
As
you,
a matter of fact, do
Stacey.
this, because the chat kind of going crazy. Drop your IG in the chat, all right? Listen,
Yeah.
hey, drop it up. You said you good?
No, I said I will, but I will add, I don't know if my IG is really reflective of who I am as a person. It's just cute pictures. It's not anything like promiscuous or provocative, but it's just, I don't feel like it's representative of who I am.
Okay, good. As long as you ain't on that twerking.
Right.
Well, she didn't say she wasn't.
Bent over.
Hey, so listen, it don't matter. We've seen you here. The initiate's got a good feel for you.
Right.
Drop it anyway.
Seize
Who
the
knows what's gonna go down in there?
opportunity.
Well spoken, beautiful,
All right.
all those things.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
How was
Very much,
Mike? How was Mike? We matchmaking on this. How was Mike?
Yo,
Mike's a doctor.
Listen,
All right?
Mike got multiple options tonight.
Let's get it, Mike.
Yo, Mike, you need to tell all the homies that they need to come and join us in the chat, because we got you. We here to hook Mike up.
Right.
For real.
Hey, let's get it
Definitely.
popping. Thank you so much, Stacey.
Thank you, Stacey.
Yes,
Bye.
bye. Yo, honestly, man, it is super dope to actually look and talk to our
Yeah.
initiates that
Yo,
way.
It's
it's
nice,
got me
right?
excited to meet them in person, though. 'Cause
Yeah,
when we have
honestly,
that first event,
yes.
it's gonna be
Oh, yeah,
incredible.
when
And
you
y'all,
do
let me
that.
tell you, y'all, we are working on something
Yeah,
so
it's
incredible on the
big.
back end. We just had a huge meeting on it today. Like, this is gonna be something where y'all gonna be booking some plane tickets to come out here.
Oh yeah.
To make
it'll
sure
be fun.
Y'all have it's not anything that you've experienced.
Yeah,
this is a completely new experience
Mhm.
that we
Nice.
are curating for, like, to truly celebrate love and relationships in a way that it has not been done before. So just be patient, y'all. But we got to get these amazing people in the room.
because
We gotta get y'all
everybody
in the
is
room.
doing the typical live podcast is what
Mhm.
people
Right.
are doing.
Yeah.
So we want to do something a lot larger than that.
Okay.
Yeah, a lot.
Yeah.
And we think about it is we want to bring men and women together. That
Mhm.
connection piece is really
Yeah,
important.
It is.
So yeah, it's gonna be huge. We're gonna do it next year.
Okay.
We in the early stages of planning right now. And we got some trademarks to file for before we start releasing
Sure,
the names.
sure.
and stuff.
Definitely.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
we
do that.
going
We've
big.
done that too.
Yeah.
That's
So look,
important.
I got one more person I'm gonna be to have in here, and they've been very patient. So look, Brandy, get ready, because I'm about to bring you here to the stage. We got Brandy G coming here to the stage. Welcome, Brandy. How
Hey,
you doing?
Brandy.
Hey,
Hey,
How you
there.
doing?
What's up, Brandy?
Good to see you.
Yes, we can hear you, Brandy. Give me your age, your location, and your question.
Okay, I don't like to give my location or my age. I will say I'm in my mid-30s. Because I'm a community activist, I'm in Rockford, I'll tell you. I'm from Chicago.
Okay.
Wow.
Nice, me too.
Okay. What's your question?
So, okay, so I have a strategy that I go with, and it's kind of like, okay, I'm a little nervous. Give me a minute. So it's kind
Take
of
your
like,
time.
okay, thank you for bringing me on. I love your show, by the way.
We love you.
Thank
too.
you. Thank you.
Awesome. So it's okay. So it's kind of like this. We can socialize. Socializing it means, because I feel like you don't want everybody to say they dated you. So I'll tell a person in a heartbeat, like, yeah, we can socialize. So just because we're going out to eat and going on what some people would call dates, that doesn't mean that we're actually dating. We're just socializing. So I make that very clear. And then dating, obviously no sex. And I went 6 years celibate and I broke my celibacy. So I'm a little bit upset about that. But with a friend that I've been knowing for a long time. So we're dating. I wanted to know what you thought about that process.
Yeah, which process? The process about saying that you're just social and not dating.
The socializing,
Yeah.
as you were talking,
Yeah.
I mean, I think that's instant friend zone.
It is. Yeah.
So when you say, I mean, I think it's more of a protective mechanism, but I think from what we've talked to for men, and you all can confirm, it's like, oh, we're just socializing. It's like, oh, okay, well, hey, we're just kicking it
seriously.
I mean, women don't like when we do that to them.
No, they
when we
don't.
say we just talking.
Right.
Yeah, we're just talking.
Yeah.
No, we're getting to know each other. I think that, I think the term is probably something that I probably wouldn't recommend. And because again, like you're going to be in the friend zone like quickly, they're not going to take you seriously because you're sending a message that, this is casual off top.
Or the smash zone.
You know,
You're gonna be in the smash zone.
This is
No, I've actually gotten several marriage proposals afterwards. But what I do is from there, I'll let you know, like, hey, either we're gonna ground our friendship or we're gonna date. So it can escalate, but it might just stay, where we're just social.
Well, this is the thing. I hear ladies say they get into marriage proposals. Guys will try to marry anybody. They will try to sleep with anybody. So that's not like a thing if you say you get marriage proposals, especially from guys that you end up not being with, right?
Right.
And then I would say when it comes to that socializing aspect, I think that is tricky because I think that is indicative of the mindset that you have about people judging you and what you're doing. If you saying you practicing abstinence, you carrying yourself like a lady, it doesn't matter who is saying they went out on a date with you. Cause I think, it doesn't matter. And I think that's something that, we can build up about how people consider us. But the thing is you out trying to find love. I think that's commendable that you actually putting yourselves out there to date. So if one of these guys go out and say that they dated you, I'm sure that's not even the guy that you would have, even advance the process with if he can't be discreet about what he's doing. So I would just say be honest about your intentions, and in general, don't go out with dudes that you're not comfortable with people seeing you out with, or somebody saying, hey, you're dating that person.
Yeah, we're all dating.
Right.
I mean, everybody's
Well,
dating.
I'm not bragging about a marriage proposal because I'm divorced and I'm not in a hurry to get married, And I've done the work. I've been through therapy. I'm a business owner. I raised my 2 children. They're about to be grown. So, I'm not ashamed. I just really feel like that's comfortable for both of us. And that when I do introduce it that way, and I make sure that it's like obvious, we can walk away with no problems. Everybody walk away. Ain't nobody heartbroken. You know what I mean? We just socialize. And that's cool,
Well, if that's working for you, I would say flow with it. It doesn't work for the majority is what we're saying. Yeah. It just doesn't.
It sounds like it may be some level of safety concerns as well.
It is. It's like we're just socializing. It almost feels like there's an instant wall. Like, you're not going to come up.
No, I ask I'm collecting all the necessary data. So I'm getting everything I need to know before I want to date you. I may ask some of the questions I would ask you where some people will wait till they're actually dating. I don't wait. I
Yeah.
go ahead
Oh,
and
no,
dive
yeah,
in.
That's your
yeah.
decision
That's
either.
for you.
I'm gonna be
Yeah.
honest.
It's not just your decision.
Listen, I'm gonna be honest. Just oh my gosh, can I just be honest with you? This
Mhm.
whole energy, I would not date you.
Yeah, no.
Well,
And
I
I'm
wouldn't date you either, but that's
no,
fine.
listen, and I don't mean that, and I mean
No,
that
it doesn't
truly.
hurt me because I wouldn't date you either. I'm just saying.
No, you know what I think it
Listen,
is? I
no,
think
it's
it's just
like
the message
no, it's
that
like
you're
no, it is.
sending.
It's
Yeah.
you have
Mhm.
a
Yeah.
evident wall up. Like there's like something there because you said you've done the work. No. We still doing work.
All of us.
Trust me.
All of us.
We
Oh
still
yeah.
doing
Oh no, I didn't say I was done. I said I've done the work.
Oh,
Yeah.
oh man, I can imagine if this is happening here on the show. You called in to talk to us,
Yeah.
and you talking at us. Like I can only imagine what the experience is like because you even telling the brothers as soon as they come in, you telling them what role they playing. Hey, look, I'm not dating you. you
I'm
socializing.
collecting data.
Look, you
No,
ain't
I
dig-
say
you
we
ain't-
can
you ain't dig-
socialize. I don't tell them we collect data.
Yeah.
Oh my
Mhm.
God.
Well, no, I mean, yeah. So you asked what our opinion was. So
Mhm.
our opinion is probably it wouldn't. But if you're saying it works for you,
Yeah,
then hey, some things work for certain people.
It doesn't
So,
work for the
yeah.
majority, is what we're
Yeah.
saying.
Brandy,
Yeah,
Brandy,
we
listen.
wouldn't encourage our clients to have that type of behavior at all.
No, listen, Brandy, this is
And I
unacceptable.
want a
don't care
dating coach too, get other perspectives. So that's why I came.
Yeah,
Of course,
so
we
good. I'm
appreciate
glad
that.
that you
Yeah.
did, but that is our advice for you. That is, I think that you're going about it the wrong way. Actually, we would probably steer you in a different direction. That's working.
So
Okay.
check this out, Brandy. Listen, thank you for coming up here, but listen, I need you to make sure you stay tapped in with us.
Got to,
Yeah.
Brandy.
You gotta
Yeah.
stay tapped in.
Absolutely.
Please stay here with us because we're gonna actually address a lot of the things that actually we got here from you, and not even in just this episode, but just in it's our mission in general to work through the layers of what's happening here in this conversation. But you be blessed. I appreciate the call. Okay. So interesting, man. It's really interesting because I hope, and my goal was not, to obviously offend her. And I can imagine it probably was offensive to say that.
No.
But the thing about it is like,
I'm glad you did.
the thing about it is like sometimes ladies don't even know the energy that they're exuding.
Yeah,
Mhm.
it's
Because
unfortunate.
that energy,
Yeah.
like there's no man of strength, no man of achievement, no man
confidence
of confidence that would want to meet a woman that is so brash in that way. And I think it was really good that we was actually able to speak to her in that way because and guys, not to compare, but there's an evident difference between the conversation with Stacy and the conversation that we just had with my sister Brandy.
Right.
Was it?
Yeah.
And that's the thing about it. It's like a lot of the Brandy doesn't even know what's happened. Like she's literally she being her.
She's trying to figure
Well,
it
yeah,
out.
I'm glad
trying
that
to
she
figure it
called
out.
to ask. I'm
And
glad that she called to ask, but we have
out.
to also be open to the feedback.
Yeah.
And so the feedback is a lot of times what is the difficult part with our business. Giving
Yeah.
feedback, like you said, sometimes it doesn't land the right way, or sometimes people aren't open to receiving it.
And also depending on where she's from,
Mhm.
the energy
What
that
she's experienced.
right,
Sure.
right,
Yeah.
and maybe the manly men from where she's from, it get a little bit more assertive and aggressive than she
And
is.
she has a protective guard up for
Right,
whatever reason.
right.
We don't know the
Yeah,
reason,
right.
but she's guarded for some reason or another. And so our hope is that she does continue to do the work and, reach out to a date coach to kind of help her through the process so she can get what she needs.
Shout out to that young lady for calling in. Though I think that was good.
Yeah,
I think
absolutely.
A lot of
touched
people
on
can
you very-
relate.
Yes, and I'm
Mhm.
glad you gave her some
Yeah.
very honest feedback. And I think that's probably why she tuned into the show because we're gonna keep it 1,000.
Yeah,
And
keep
that-
it- and please continue to do that because sometimes the truth hurts, but it's necessary.
Yeah.
It's necessary.
So if someone said, "Okay, I'm dating socially," what's the first thing that you would think?
What the hell is that?
Yeah. What does that mean?
Like that's what
is it?
I'm
Like, why
thinking.
are we here?
Yeah.
No, not why are we here.
Mhm.
I'm thinking she is confused. She's confused about what's going on.
Mhm.
Her even saying that the reason for that, I think her reasoning isn't even true. Like she really hasn't really dug into the layers of why she's saying that. She gave us the reason being that she doesn't want to seem like she's dating everybody
Right,
else.
multiple people.
Now, I don't know if she may have had a bad experience where somebody found out she was dating somebody and they quote unquote outed her, which seems like some high school childish stuff where like
It could be a small community or something.
it's whatever
Yeah.
small community, if you find out you dating people in the same town, some kind of little ratchet situation that could have maybe scorned you in a way, but I think it's even deeper than that.
It is.
I
Yeah.
really do
Sounds
think
like
that's
it.
not even really what it is. It just is. honestly, it don't even sound nice. I can't even say it sounds like a good excuse. But
there's so many versions of that too.
but
Versions of
we're
what she
all
was saying.
dating, and guess what? We're all recycled. We are. We
Right.
go from one to the next. That's the circle of life.
That's the cost of
You know
connection.
what I mean?
Right.
It is.
Yeah.
It's the cost of doing business.
Right.
Cost of doing this relationship. That's what it is.
and whether you call it socializing or not, you're dating.
Yeah, you're
Oh,
dating.
Like
yeah.
you date to gather data. So you getting to know the
Mhm.
brother, and you don't want to call it dating, but we're dating.
Right.
Because you're getting to know him, but you
Yeah.
don't know if you want to take it there. So like she created like an extra position
Yeah,
called
she did, yeah.
socializing.
Mhm.
Right.
Then she made the promotion to socializing called dating.
Yeah.
Then
Well,
what-
she called that shot too. Like when it moves from socializing to dating, it's like she's making that.
Yeah. It takes two
Determination.
people to.
Mhm.
There's two people that make this decision. Right. It's not just okay now. So today is going to be the day that I decide that we're gonna morph into the dating and
Right.
from the socializing standpoint. It has to be the other person's decision as well to
Yeah.
want to do this with you.
It's just
Yeah.
abrasive. That's just very abrasive.
And here's the thing, because this actually takes me to the next section here. And look, we're gonna actually close out the initiation hotline. So much shout out there. Hey, by the way, if y'all like the new video situation, put a yes in the chat if y'all want us to keep doing the videos over the call-ins. This was the first time we've ever done that in hardly initiated history. Look, sound man, can I get a hand clap or something over here? This is like a big deal.
Yeah, that was dope.
Y'all see we
That was
advancing
really
this.
dope. And shout out to everybody who looked good.
Yeah.
Everybody looked good. They came ready.
They can't, and this is the norm
Camera
now.
ready.
This is the norm now. So y'all we're gonna get it going. But I want to ask this here, because do y'all run into ladies that's in a similar situation where you feel their energy and they come to you to get some services to find a man, and you like, there's no way I could send you out here like this?
Yeah.
Yeah,
All
well,
the
the
time.
thing is, we don't even take everybody, because a
Mhm.
lot of times that situation, even in the initial call, we feel that negative energy when we feel like, because it's
Yeah.
almost like putting that weight on our back and trying to pull them along. We can't do that.
No.
I don't care how much money somebody pays.
It doesn't work for us. It doesn't work because here's the thing: they won't even listen to us. So
Right.
how can we help you move forward when you won't even listen? That's not a good client for
It's
us.
just a tense situation.
No.
Yeah. So when you ask, like,
No.
what is a typical client?
Yeah.
That's someone who is saying, look, I'm open to feedback. I'm open to hearing. I can't get it right. And we
Yeah.
want to trust, your advice.
How can that be better?
Mhm.
Help me in this way because I don't know it all. I don't know this.
What typically is in your experience, what is that? Is it the same thing that we just saw? Is it like maybe a more abrasive energy? Is it a lack of accountability you might see in that person?
Yeah, it's a lot of
like
that.
what you might see to cause them to not be ready to date?
Yeah, I think if they're defensive already. So if you're not open to feedback, because you're here because we want to help. I mean, we want to help you, and you showed up because you want the help. So when we're telling you and giving you like a breakdown or a summary of our thoughts and how we feel like we can help you, and these are the things that we feel like we can help you with and on, and you're like, nope, that's not it. Nope, that's not what I need. Or nope, we can't help you because now you're not ready.
Right.
You're
It's
not
almost
ready.
like you came to us, like you
Yeah.
just said, like you came to us. We didn't come to you,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
yet you're fighting
Yeah.
us on everything that we're
Yeah.
saying. So that's going to be how this whole
You're not ready.
working relationship is going to be.
You're not
So,
ready. So they're not ready. So that
No.
that client is not ready to work with us.
So what do they do? I mean, what does a person in that situation do if that's where they are?
Yeah, then
They
they
probably
probably
need
need
some
therapy.
time.
Yeah, they need
Yeah.
time. They need some additional therapy because they're dealing with some things that, we're coaches. So we take them from where they are and we move them forward. That's what we do. That's what we're credentialed to do. They're still dealing with some, things that have happened historically. So we're not doing any of that. So do the work, continue to do the work, and then show up when you're ready to move forward because that's where we can help you.
Yeah. But I
Yeah.
mean, also what you can do is just be open to feedback. You have to be open to all of us. You
Mhm.
have to constantly want to be improving in different areas of your life. So if you're not open to feedback in any area, that's
Yeah.
something you can do like today.
And how would you detail what true openness to feedback looks like? Because I think some people are truly convinced
Right.
that they open for coaching, they open
Yeah.
for feedback, and that they ready and willing to learn. So what does it really look like when somebody is ready to
Well, you
learn?
don't have an answer for everything,
Mhm.
so you're coming in at, like we just kind of experienced, you're asking a question, but then you're coming back with the answer. So why are we here?
Mhm.
if you have all the answers, why are we here? We can't help you with that if you
Mhm.
have all the answers. So first of all, you have to be open to a different perspective. Even if you can't even get to the point where you're just taking somebody's full feedback, just say, you know what, I'm going to be open to hearing another perspective. Let me just
That's
take
it.
that back, marinate, see what I can take, what I
Exactly.
can, throw away and then move on. But if you're not open to feedback and just even another perspective, that would be step one.
That
Thank
is
you. I think
somebody
you make
Yeah.
that very clear.
Yeah.
That's good.
that's the uncoachable
Yeah.
That's the uncoachable
person.
client.
And that
Yeah.
at that point, if you're uncoachable, you are anti-growth.
Right.
And see,
Yeah,
a
yeah.
man,
All
a
over,
man
like,
doesn't
yeah.
want that. He doesn't
Mhm.
want a woman that's not coachable
Yeah, no.
Oh,
and
Yeah,
not
he
willing
doesn't.
to receive some level of direction
Yeah.
or instruction.
Because you're going to go through things in the relationship. Think about if you're 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 years into the relationship, you're going to hit some hurdles and you're going to need some advice from someone else other than yourselves. You're going to need to be able to figure it out. You're going to be able to listen to harsh feedback at some point because marriage and relationships aren't happy all the time. You know what I mean? They're not. And so again, you're going to hit some hurdles and some bumps along the way. And you have to have the tools to be able to address those and be open to, you know what, maybe this doesn't work for you. So tell me what I can do differently. And what would you recommend? And if you can just sit back and just be quiet and just listen, right? And be open to the feedback and not take it personal. I mean, it's difficult not to take it personal, but you sit that, but just sit in it for a minute, and say, you know what, I hear you. And you may not agree. I don't agree today, but let me sit on this for a minute and let's revisit it again tomorrow.
And what that shows is, a lack of trust.
Yeah.
And men can sense that. We actually had GS Youngblood on the show who authored The Masculine in the Relationship. And he says that men want 3 things: trust, lust, and devotion. So if a woman is dealing with a man and she has that level of has an answer for everything, he's not going to be interested in,
right,
taking it to the next
level. And it doesn't really show that she trusts him because you have an answer for everything. So what is he here for?
Yeah,
right? He can't give you any advice. He can't say what his vision is for any. I mean, it's just all about you.
I mean, and even going back to that young lady in particular, it's just certain things you want to look for, ladies, to just even, because sometimes we don't even know where we are, like on the
along
spectrum.
the spectrum.
Like, for example, she even said, I've done the work, right? Like I've done the work. Like, like I went through like I ran through the finish line.
I'm done.
Oh, we're all working.
Yeah, we're done.
We should still be working.
So just
we
the
are
language,
working,
because language is important, doing
right.
the work, right? But just in general, even noticing small things. Because one, for example, big red flag to me, a big red flag, outside of just the complete tone of a woman, right? Like the tone that a woman is speaking at. Because really, for example, that young lady sounded like she was somebody's mama talking.
But she was.
But right.
No, but she was talking to a
talking to the
as
a
if
12-year-old
talking to
that
us.
came
Talking
to the
to
house
us.
too late.
Like she was somebody's mama.
Yeah.
But also, I noticed cutting a man off, like, or just cutting people off in general. Like while a woman's talking, if I notice, like she would just continuously jump in and start like just like a little pit bull, like snapping, like,
Right.
like they just can't like really just want to come in. But I've noticed not even just her. I'm not even using an example, but that's something that is really concerning to me because that lets me know that this is a trait that you might have. This is something that could be consistent. And let's not even, and this might even not be you being emotional. Let it be an emotional situation where some conflict goes down. That's going to go to the
it's
next.
Gonna go left.
Right.
It's going to go way left. Well, because, it just shows that, she's defensive. And it's like, you're not open if you're still defending.
Yeah, and I think in our experience, though, there are a lot of hurt women. There are a lot of hurt men, too. But I mean, I think a lot of times men could be a little more understanding, maybe not in that situation, but just understanding. I don't know how much patience there is.
There's no grace for
just,
that.
Exactly.
I'm graceless.
Yeah.
maybe not in that situation.
Well, not
in
communication.
Right.
Not so it's certain things. Communication, I have no grace. Because one, that's the first date isn't 95% communication.
Right.
Yeah, it is.
It is.
And like me personally, I'm so mentally stimulated.
I was going to say that.
I love a good conversation.
Right. And tone and respect.
Yeah.
For each other is really important.
And there's so many sapiosexuals that are attracted to, intelligence. You know what I mean? Like you got to be able to carry on a conversation and stimulate me mentally.
Yeah.
Do you find that women, because she also mentioned that she had been proposed to a few times. Do you find that women use that as a barometer for how attractive or eligible they might be in the dating marketplace?
I do. I feel like that. And it depends on who's proposing. You know,
Right. And did you
Right.
say yes? Because if you didn't say yes, it wasn't
doesn't
even
viable.
matter.
It
Right,
wasn't
right.
viable.
People say that all the
candidate,
time.
right?
I've been engaged 4 times. Well, okay, so clearly there's a pattern here.
Right.
There's a pattern here, and why aren't you married?
Mm.
You know, so there's a reason why it didn't work, or whoever chose not to.
Right.
Right.
You invested time 4 times, but it didn't work out
Yeah.
for whatever reason.
What are some other ones though? I mean, I gave y'all some red flags. Some red flags, right?
Mm-hmm.
And help my brothers out right here, okay? Help my brothers out because y'all see the spectrum. Because I want to talk about the guys. We're gonna get to the guys too, the red flags on the guys too. But I gave mine. Typically, communication is huge to me. Those are some tone of voice, patience, and being able to just simply wait to speak, right? But what's some other ones that you think guys should just generally watch out for from what you've learned that might be an indicator that this person is not ready or qualified to be in a long-term relationship?
Right. Well, one thing we've been hearing so much recently is that women think that I'm an accessory. So she has this wonderful life. She has this great career, but she just feels like she can just pencil me in from 3 to 5 or in her calendar. So I think most of the time a red flag could be that you're not really prioritizing the relationship, that you're not prioritizing love. It's not coming across that way. So it's like, okay, well, yeah, I'll fit him in because just I need someone to take me to an event, or I need someone, a companion to go on a trip with, but not really invest in the time.
Yeah. And
so men don't want to feel like an accessory.
Definitely.
Sure.
Well, first off, nobody wants to feel like that.
Yeah, but we hear that more from men.
Yeah,
we do.
Yeah. It's like, girl, I'm doing all this shit.
Yeah. Right, exactly. I can fit you in next Saturday. I can fit you in on the 28th.
Yeah, he's not competing with your calendar, sis. No. He's not doing that.
Oh my goodness. First of all, pencil. You even say the word pencil me in.
It ain't working.
You're done.
It ain't working.
You're done.
Pencil me in.
You're done. And I think another red flag is if she doesn't trust you, right? Trust you to lead her, trust you to guide her, trust. Even for example, if you think about, okay, so we're in the car, you're in the passenger seat, and we decide we're going to go to the airport, right? You're gonna take me to the airport, and she's like, "Well, I think that you should go this way." He's like, "Nah, I got it. I'm gonna go this way." Well, I really think that you should go this way because da, 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 da. Listen, he's driving. Trust him to lead you. You're going to eventually get there. It may not be the route that you've chosen to take, but you're going to get there. Just ride and enjoy that side. Enjoy the passenger seat.
Why didn't you take 75?
Exactly. Right. That's the way I go. But that's not the way that I go.
And I think some women take it as far as wanting justification for why you made a decision.
Yeah, they
which
do.
Is really
they want a
painful.
reason. And it doesn't require that, though. It doesn't
really
require it because this is what I decided to do. It doesn't require an explanation as to why.
Exactly.
Right. You know what I mean? So trust me in this. You're gonna get there. I'm gonna make sure you get there safely.
And fellas, that's a player response right there too. Like, don't ever go back and forth with a woman on that petty stuff, because that creates a very petty argument.
Guys will do that.
And now guys, you even look. You done got pulled in. Like, never, fellas.
Guys
never
will do
get
that.
pulled into
so look,
the petty
I'm
arguments.
gonna pull it up on the GPS. You see this 12 minutes,
See
right?
that?
It's yours 15 minutes.
85. Yeah, you make a left on Panola.
Right. Now we hit some traffic, and now you're wrong.
Right.
I told you should have went this way. You know, come on.
And now y'all pissed at each other, ain't talking that a whole ride now over there. Over that nonsense.
But it's I think it's a bigger issue, really, where men feel like they can't be trusted. So it's really not the directions. It's really like, can you just let? And the funny thing is, a lot of these women are like, I want someone to lead, but they're not allowing him to lead. Like, will you allow him to lead? Is the question.
And see, I don't necessarily think they know what leadership in certain situations look like.
Correct.
And still, you sound like you got something to say about that.
No, I'm agreeing with you.
Yeah,
they've never seen it.
Never seen it. So I want to ask you guys, what do you feel about a young lady who redirects a date in the initial stages?
And give some context to this. Give some context to this, because actually we went
like an example.
We went on a podcast.
Okay.
Actually, and this actually it got so much traffic because a young lady actually was a dating coach, Allison. Shout out to Allison. We went on her podcast, and she said that when a man tells her clients that they want to go on a coffee date, she teaches her clients to redirect from the coffee date over to pretty much to redirect into another date. Like, hey, I understand you want to go to a coffee date, but XYZ, what do you think about this other spot? To redirect somewhere else.
That's interesting.
So,
Okay.
just redirecting in general, that was, and I think that was, by the way, it was so polarizing, the comments and what people were saying under that comment. That's why I thought it was so interesting that you guys brought up the coffee
We
shop
love the coffee.
We love
date.
it.
very early
Absolutely.
in the conversation.
Right.
And you're also dealing with top tier women. Because me, at first, our hypothesis was, well, maybe because she deals with, high caliber ladies.
So do we.
And we do too.
We do too. That's
Yeah.
our demographic
Mhm.
also.
So that's not the excuse. We try to do that at a bone.
Yeah, we talked about that.
But that's not the excuse. But a woman that redirects in general, we can get back to the coffee shop in a bit.
Mhm.
But a woman that redirects in general, what would you say that says about her if she regularly or has a habit of redirecting if a man is giving some level of direction?
And she wants control.
Mm.
She wants control.
Yeah, and she's not comfortable releasing control for whatever
Mhm.
reason. So, I mean, there are some men who love to be, take a back seat, which is rare, but that's
Right.
the type of man that she would need. But no, I don't know too many men who think
Not
that's
alpha
a
men.
good thing.
Mm-mm.
Right.
She would want a beta man. Yeah, because an alpha man won't stand for that.
Now, is it women that actually come to y'all looking for beta men?
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Mhm.
Beta
Wait.
man.
Wow.
Hold on, now. Y'all
Yeah,
should
but
have
all
told
this-
us
Yeah,
this.
yeah.
Now, hold on.
They do because they don't have any intention. They already know. They can't. They have control issues. And listen, I'm a comfortable leader, and I'm okay with it. I need you to be my co-partner. That's
Right.
what I need you.
We
That's
had
that's
someone a
your
few
place.
weeks ago. She's like, I
Oh
have
my
money.
God.
I'm successful. I just need him to, really just be my
Yeah.
companion.
They're looking
I don't
for a
care what
wife.
he
Trophy
makes.
husband.
Exactly.
They want a
He wants
girlfriend.
to accompany me on dates.
Incredible.
Right.
Incredible.
Hold on, wait. So this is interesting to me. So how do y'all go out and find a beta? So how do you determine which man is going to be a good beta?
Well,
What qualities?
it's
are you
not the
looking
same
at?
standards
It's
as we would
not.
normally have. So
This looks like a
usually-
loser.
No.
So not all beta men are losers.
Right.
Okay,
That's not what
okay,
we're
No,
okay,
that's
saying.
not.
okay.
No, they
No,
really
no.
not. I mean, a lot of
Right.
them.
But you know what? So here's the thing is, beta men are confident men also, right? They're comfortable in their skin, so they're okay with allowing you to lead. It doesn't mean that they're not successful in their own right. It doesn't mean that at all. Just because they're a beta man, that means that they're comfortable to allow you to lead, and they're okay with that.
Right.
They
And
allow
maybe
you
they're
to have
just not,
control.
maybe they're just we call him like a
Background.
steady Eddie, right?
Yeah,
So he's
almost.
comfortable with going to work, coming home. He doesn't really have too many more aspirations,
No,
so
he's
he's not
always
trying to
good.
keep on chasing the bag,
Yeah,
basically.
no.
So
She's still
and
grinding.
she's the one, she's like, I got money. I'm
Mhm.
going to keep on pressing, but I don't need us both to be pressing.
A steady Eddie.
Yeah.
Yes.
She wants somebody that's gonna be able to stay at home.
That's a
You
hell
know?
of wait.
It's a lot of
Steady
steady
Eddie is
Eddies.
genius.
Hey.
Steady Eddie.
Steady Eddie is genius.
It's a lot of
Now,
them.
there's a lot of steady
Yeah,
Eddies
something to
out
be
here.
said for that.
Yeah. A lot of steady Eddies out here. And
This is mind-blowing.
steady Eddies are good men also.
Wow.
So you guys will go out and you'll look at, okay, so
Level of
you-
ambition.
you don't want a promotion at
No.
work, do you?
Well, he's been at his job
Excellent,
for-
excellent. All right, how much money? Do you want to make more money?
Nah, I'm good.
Damn it. You don't want, he wants more money.
He'll be
Damn
there when
it.
she gets home or when she has to go on a,
Do you like to cook in an apron?
right?
Perfect.
right.
He's gonna be home watching the kids while she's on business travel. He's okay with that.
Wow.
He's okay
He's
being
probably not outgoing
he's
either.
he's okay.
Mhm.
Exactly. He's okay being in the perimeter of the room while she's in the center. He's very confident in that space.
So he getting smacked on the butt. Different.
Hey.
Yeah, yo,
Yeah,
it's
you
crazy.
never
Like
know.
ladies
You
are really
never
out here
know.
like, yeah, I want a man, light on the ambition,
Right.
likes to cook, fat ass.
Home every day. Home every day. I want him
Home every day,
home.
right.
I want him home every day.
Wow.
Hey, make your intentions known. That makes our job easier.
Yeah.
Yo,
That's the shows. It's something
this-
for everybody.
It
This is
is.
hilarious
It
to me.
is.
So, but again, I guess that just shows that there's somebody for everybody.
It's somebody
right?
for everybody.
Yeah, if you're clear on what you're looking for.
Wow, we're gonna let that breathe because I
Yeah.
was not expecting that is the case. Is that often though? Is that a rare occasion? Like for the most part, women still want
Oh yeah.
a leader for the
Mhm.
most part,
Absolutely.
right?
Sure.
Yeah, that's the
Mhm.
majority. The majority, women want an alpha man that can lead and provide and protect and make them feel safe and secure, all of those things. So that's
Incredible.
still the priority.
Wow.
Mhm.
So look, we got a couple super chats came in. So
Let's
real
read
quick,
'em.
shout
Let's
out
read
to
'em.
Ashley Randall. She said, Ohio, we are official. She said she want to go ahead and sow a seed. Apparently, Ashley has a crush on one of our guests.
Oh.
She says she's gonna shoot her shot next time he comes on the show. And she said we
Wow.
need to throw a
Love
mixer. We listen, going way bigger than the mixer.
Oh my
I'm
gosh.
telling you, we
But,
going way
but,
bigger
but
than
the mixer
mixer.
will happen.
Exactly.
Trust me,
Nice.
it will
Exactly.
happen.
Very good.
Now Aisha, she says, this is a good question, ladies. She says, have you ladies had clients who only attract younger men? Aisha says she's 36 with no kids and she has a good career. I get told I look younger, but try not to present myself immaturely. Older men never approach.
Why don't you approach them?
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Now, let me ask you this. Why do you think that older men may not be approaching?
I don't know. I mean, it sounds like she may be, appearing that she's fun, that she's flexible. I mean, a lot of times the older we get as women, we get less flexible as far as things that we want to do, like things that we're open to doing. So she may just have a fun and, a fun disposition. And it sounds like
they might not be taking her seriously either. So I would recommend that she start, she goes after what she wants, and she should perhaps initiate conversation with someone older if that's what she wants.
Now
her
I'm
age or older.
I'm gonna read a little bit too much into this comment, and she says I'm 36, and I put in here, she put in here, I have a good career. I think that's a problem, right?
Really?
I think that's a problem. Not that she has a good career, but the problem that she used that like this is good,
right?
I'm 36 and I got a good job.
Most women do at that age.
Versus I'm 36, I'm youthful energy.
Correct.
I'm gorgeous.
Right.
I take care of myself. I cook.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Instead, she says I'm 36 and I got no kids.
Yeah.
That's what dudes say.
That career.
Hey, I'm 35, no kids, and I got a great career.
Great career. Yeah.
I'm an eligible bachelor.
Unmarketable.
Right.
Your career does not have to say anything about your value as a girlfriend or a wife.
No,
right.
not at all.
No, but we've mixed it up. I think it's something that we've just learned growing up.
It's cultural.
Yeah, it's cultural.
Interesting.
It's cultural.
Interesting. We gotta change. We gotta change the message.
You change the narrative around
Change the narrative. Facts.
Absolutely.
Right. If you take that title off or you take that career off, what's left? What is he getting?
And the thing is, men want to escape the career.
They
when they get what they want,
Right.
we don't want to have nothing to do with work. We want to be
No.
reminded that there's more to life.
Absolutely. Right. Have fun.
Health, spiritual, fun. We want
Yeah.
all of that in our woman,
Yeah.
not somebody who's pent up and stressed and talking about
Buttoned
work.
up.
Talking
and
about
buttoned
work,
up.
right?
Yeah.
Bouncing ideas
No.
from work
No.
about this meeting. Of course,
Yeah.
it's something you can do, but not something you want to lead with.
No.
Oh my
Right.
gosh,
No.
it's so true. Like the young lady actually I'm dating right now is a good example. Like, if anything, she be trying to drag me out of work all the time. Like she be trying to trying to plan all these vacations for
Good
me.
for her.
Yeah.
Good
Tell
for
me
her.
I'm working too hard. Like, it's like, but that's like the pull and pull. It's like I'm very ambitious.
Mhm.
Right.
Mhm.
So she's yanking me in the opposite direction all the time. Like, no, come home, eat, come talk to me.
Right.
Let's go on vacation.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Let's.
She's trying to keep you
not work.
balanced is what she's trying to do.
She
She's trying
is,
to
yes,
keep
exactly.
you balanced because she sees that, you're heavy on the ambition, which is great, right? But there needs to be some work-love balance also.
And it's
So
a
let's do
beautiful
that.
thing.
Work love.
So I remember I was at Tysh because the young lady these days, she's amazing. And I was at his house, we hanging out. I think all three of us hanging out. And she was in the kitchen doing her thing. We working, because even when we trying to relax, I'm trying to come over there for dinner. We working. Somehow pop up in the work.
Right.
Facts.
Yeah.
Right. And she's like, oh baby, come taste this. I made this for you. And I'm like, I'm looking. So now I'm curious. What the hell what she made?
Mhm.
And she was and he tasted it, he loved it. They kissed and he's like, what made you make that? She just like, oh, it's like this new thing she wanted to try.
Mhm.
And she was so excited about it.
Right.
And I just remember thinking, damn, I want that's exactly what I want.
Yeah,
I want my girl to
yeah.
be
Mhm.
excited about making me eat some shit that
Yeah.
she made.
Yes,
And it tastes good.
Right. And I made it for
And we-
you.
and-
Right.
And so we
Yes,
go
just for
outside.
you.
We go out. First of all, I'm defending her. I'm like, we go outside. I'm like, hey, you serious about this one, right?
We need her to stay around.
Right, exactly.
Right. She knows what she's doing. Though. She's
I love it,
feeding the
though.
homies.
Right,
and everything.
right.
She's
Right.
feeding his soul is what she's
Yeah.
doing.
Right.
No.
But I think one other thing that I'm hearing though is that she wants some undivided attention. And that's something that we hear all the time from, ambitious men that are dating someone. They want just to have, maybe some vacation time where you can just get away and she can have some undivided attention. And then you can go back to what
Yeah.
you're doing.
And they want escapism
Mhm.
also. I mean, we do
Mm.
too. Don't trip. We do too, right? We work very
Yeah.
hard and we want escapism also. We want someone to take our mind off of work so we can just focus on each other.
Focus on each other.
Yeah.
take my mind away from work.
Yes.
And where do women want to escape? When you say y'all want escapism too, like when a woman is with a man, where does she want to escape in that experience? With,
let her fantasies ride. Whatever that means, so whatever that means for you, if you're constantly talking about work and no, listen, today we're going to step out of this house and we're going to go here and we're going to do this and we're going to try something different. We're going to create these memories together. Nothing to do with work. We create memories. You change our lives. You change, you create the lifestyle. I'm going to create these memories for us.
So now let's talk about, because I can imagine y'all got really good at dating these brothers, because you said you serious about bringing the right brothers over to these ladies.
Yeah.
So when you talking to these brothers, I know y'all probably could see through the BS. Y'all probably like, whatever.
They don't bring us a lot of BS, believe it or not.
Oh,
well, and I can imagine, a guy too that signs up probably, to be a part of your organization. I can probably imagine he's in a more mature space period in life if he's went to that, extent to say I'm this serious about trying to find a wife. But in general, I can imagine y'all collected some amazing data. So if I had to give my ladies some game about some potential things to worry about or to look out for in answers, we talked about the marriage question earlier. The I'm open, right?
Right.
I think that was some good, insightful game. But are there some other things that ladies, especially in that first date, should really look out for, watch out for, to gauge for seriousness, compatibility, and chemistry in this brother?
Well, I think so. I think that you can ask a question because you're assuming that everybody is single. But when you ask that question, how single are you? They'll open the door wide open and tell you.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Hold on.
We love that question.
That question is crazy.
Oh, I'm single. I'm single. Yeah, okay.
How single are you?
I'm slick. I'm slick single. I'm slick single.
Right.
Single on the weekends.
Right.
So is there someone that, and you can be more specific. So is there someone texting you good morning and good night every day? Is there someone that, you're sending a message to? Is someone that you see on a regular basis? There's someone that, you slide over, after 10 o'clock. What does that look like?
I'm dating. I mean, of course I got people that send me text messages every now and again because I'm dating, but I'm single.
Yeah. Is there, and what's the plan? So, you can even ask them, how many are in rotation?
Oh, damn. That's like one step below your body count.
Right.
How many actively in rotation?
I can see a lot of dudes getting stuck.
That's first of all,
you can see his eyes.
I'm stuttering on that.
They're like, figure out.
What does that mean? What? Yeah. They're not expecting you to ask that. They're not expecting you to ask it. And you can just sit there just as cute. So how many are in rotation?
I mean, don't. Don't worry about all that. You my favorite one. You my favorite one.
Or it could be like, I know we've been dating for a while, and I know that we had been dating a lot of people. Should I keep dating? I'm really enjoying, getting to know you, but should I still continue dating?
Wow.
That's instead of saying like, oh, can we be exclusive? Like, are you seeing somebody? Oh, should I still keep? I mean, I'm good with it, but I'm really enjoying getting to know you. But should I continue dating other people, or what do you feel about that?
What do you think is? I think the typical player response is, is that what you want to do?
Right. And they say,
well, maybe they want to make a decision, but they're just going to let her keep on hanging on until she says something.
Wow.
So you really ask the man, should I continue dating?
And if I should, now think of it, if it's somebody that you really are feeling, but you just haven't said anything, you're going to take her off the market probably pretty soon. Like, oh, should I? It's cool. We can still keep dating other people, but I just wanted to know. I'm enjoying it.
I got like this rich baller right here. That's
right.
He's trying to take me to the Lakers game. Should I go?
No, but this is a very classy way of positioning that question. And
no pressure.
Yeah, no pressure. Always end it with no pressure. I want us to have an open and honest conversation about it. I'm swiping left and I'm swiping right. Should I still be swiping?
Yeah.
Wow. Girl, you better delete that goddamn app.
Right.
Delete that goddamn app.
I ain't gonna lie, y'all smooth though. That's some good.
That is so smooth.
Yeah, that's some good game.
Yeah.
It's dangerous probably messing around with y'all. I see why she just got
right.
They don't want these troubles.
Long distance too.
They don't want these
troubles. Yeah, these brothers ain't ready. And I don't know if the ladies are that I don't know if like, when you talk about dating skills, I don't know if they equipped in that way because the questions that y'all are asking are not able to just be played with.
No, you
Right.
can't. No,
It's-
it
No.
requires
it's
thought.
It's designed to really get answers
Yes.
that really give you context
Right.
around questions that are typically just intentionally given very ambiguously.
Right. And let's be honest, he has an answer.
He has
For
an
that
Right.
question I just posed, he has an answer. Does he want you to keep dating or no? Because he may be like, well, you know what? Yeah, let's just see where it goes. Okay, no problem. Yeah. So okay, I'll keep dating it. Cool. No pressure, you know.
When is that? When do you start asking a man? When's the right time? Ladies are always want to know this.
Right.
When do I start pushing for the exclusivity in a relationship? When is that?
Yeah, I think it depends on how much time you're investing. Like if you're investing a lot of time, we have, clients who are seeing him morning, noon, and night, coming home together, doing all types of things. Like if you have been 6 months in, 8 months in, if you're going up to a year, you should have had that conversation by now.
Yeah. And within a few months, I would say.
And really, exclusivity, when you think about it, people get really scared about that. It's really just saying, okay, I'm not going to see anybody else just to see where this goes.
I'm going to take time to get to know more about you, and we'll figure it out, when we do. And that's okay.
So how many women, how many in rotation should a woman have?
3.
Damn.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
3
until he earns the right to date you exclusively. So many times it's like, okay, I'm feeling him. I'm just going to keep on going. When he's just like, hey, we haven't had that conversation. I'm just going to keep on dating multiple people. So if you haven't had that conversation, why does he earn the right to date you exclusively?
Yeah. So what women want to jump to exclusivity really quickly, actually. They really do. And they want, because they like them so much. Right. But you're not giving the another man an opportunity to like him just as much also. And so we say, this is equal opportunity right here. So, spread the love around, because one will stand out more than the other. And you'll eventually, the decision will make itself more importantly.
Now, I think a lot of women will hear that you should have the 3 in rotation and be like, I just can't deal with that much energy.
We hear it all the time. Yeah, we do.
So how do you respond to those women who say that? Like, I really just want to prefer to date one person at a time.
Yeah. Well, again, like Kelly said, that person hasn't, they haven't earned the right to take you off the market. Yeah. So why would you want to do that? Why would you want to limit your options for this one person? Right. And so we would just discourage it. We would say, absolutely date 3 people and just kind of see where it goes. One will shine more than the other. And then the other 2 may eliminate themselves.
Well, be okay too if you are dating him exclusively and he's not dating you exclusively. Yeah. If you haven't had that conversation,
right?
Are you okay with that? Okay, then fine.
Yeah, if you're okay with that, then that's something.
If you haven't had that conversation, it's probably a pretty good chance that he's either ending something off or there's still somebody lingering.
Because I think it's time management also. So what we hear from other women, they'll say, I just don't have time. I mean, I only have time for one. I make time, prioritize everything else you have going on. So maybe come off a couple of those boards and whatever else that, because they're usually doing so many different things. So make the time, readjust your calendar to make room for somebody else. Wow. It's called flexibility.
Now, I do want to take time real quick for one of our initiates. Shout out to Anissa Johnson. Anissa, we owe you another question. So whenever you're ready, just tag Harley Initiate in the chat and then ask your question. I'll make sure we get it on there.
Yeah.
But she says, what is the difference between a good man, or I'm thinking just a man that you would consider a loser, versus a good man that's a steady Eddie? So what's the difference between, I guess, a loser and a steady Eddie?
I think it's perception.
Okay. Yeah, I see what she's saying. So because I think we painted a picture of a steady Eddie being a loser. Just because he doesn't have
that was
ambition.
just a comment I made. I mean,
we don't.
I'm confused about a man who has no ambition, who doesn't want to continue to grow, and who's cool with staying where he's at.
He's comfortable though. That's a sign of a comfortable man.
I know a brother like that actually. So what I consider a brother like that to be a good man is completely based on the fit of that woman again. Mm-hmm. Because if it got to be a woman who is 100% okay with leading, like in most cases. And when I say leading, if some break in the house, she's okay making sure she calling, getting it fixed. Like it's usually a woman who's in that, because I literally know of something very similar. But this is a man who's typically of good character,
right?
Meaning he's not a liar. He's honest. He does what he says he's gonna do. He just has these good typical character traits of a man, but he doesn't want like he's not a money motivated man.
Right.
This is not, he's really not even like, again, it's the ambition. The ambition is not really there. A man of general routine will routinely be happy in day to day, whatever that might come with, and they can run the household together in a way that makes sense, where it's not a toxic environment inside of their household. Now, the reality of it is, with what I know as being as vague as I need to be here, it still obviously is some issues that come with that, because the woman is going to take on a level of stress, just as in the other situation, how it traditionally should be, I would say, is the man just typically is the one who assumes that stress.
Right.
But sounds like a kid. That's what it sounds like.
I mean, in many ways, it's like role reversal.
Well, I think it is.
No,
that's really what it is.
It's not role reversal, because even the Proverbs 31 woman, she was industrious.
Bruh,
so
it's not a bunch of Proverbs 31 women running around.
But this is the thing. Ambition, but this is the thing. Ambition is not just related to one field of expertise. It's not just money. You can be ambitious in that you want to improve yourself personally. You could be ambitious in a specific hobby that you have. So somebody who has I don't think
they can still have a hobby and not be ambitiousless, bro. Just women don't care about your hobby.
But see, this is what I'm saying. In general, we talk about people being in relationships. I don't know how many people would just generally want somebody, even a man wants a woman who's not ambitious, who wants to improve at something, even if she wants to improve the way the household is ran. So you're talking about somebody who's completely satisfied with doing whatever comes in their face or in front of them.
Yeah, but we're not saying he's home playing video games all day. And
what is he doing?
He's working. He's doing different things, but he's just not the main breadwinner. He's not the one. I mean, he's letting her lead in that area, and he's doing everything else. I mean, he may be outside cutting the grass. He may be doing other things, and he's dependable. And he has good character, and people that know him, speak well of him.
And a man of integrity. Because here's the thing: success is relative. Right. Success is relative. I mean, we happen to be, ambitious, women and overachievers. But not everybody sees success as you being an overachiever at all. They don't view it like that. It's relative. And they view living a comfortable lifestyle. They don't need to live in a 10,000 square foot home for it to be a great home for them. They don't require that. Many people don't require that level of ambition because, again, there's a sliding scale when it comes to ambition.
And when you think about the opposite end, because for that woman, especially the woman who has made the decision that she's not changing in that way, you put any other type of man in that household, all hell breaks loose.
Yeah, and not a good
it becomes
fit.
One of the most toxic environments that you can't raise a family in that household.
No.
I'm not saying that I would at all want to have the opposite, but what I can say is I think you can create a decent human being in the household where you got what do you want to call it? Moderate ambition in a man, whatever that spectrum might be. Of a man who generally what it really is a woman is more ambitious than him.
Right. Yeah.
It's really what it is.
But he's still confident in his space. So that would be someone that's not considered a loser. I mean, he's still confident in all that he brings, but he's just not the one that's going to get.
He might struggle. That brother might still be struggling with confidence though.
Well, I mean, he could be really comfortable. And we've met many men that are really comfortable just in that, but they don't require it. Again, they're very comfortable at home. They're very comfortable being a blue collar, having a blue collar career for whatever that may be, coming home, bringing his check home, paying the bills in the house. He's going to make sure all the maintenance is done, for the cars. He's going to make sure, again, the lawn is cut, all of those things. He's very comfortable in that, but he's not trying to go to, board meetings and trying to be the next vice president of this, that, and the other. Not a desire of his. He wants to come home and have dinner with his children and be in the house with his family, and that's fine as well.
No, I do think that's fine, but
in my mind, when I'm thinking about let's keep it.
It's just that you guys can't relate to that because that's not who you are.
Understand though, that brother could still. When we talk, especially when we go back to the beta alpha spectrum. It's some alpha dudes working blue collar jobs.
Yeah, absolutely.
For sure.
Absolutely.
So I wouldn't say that is gonna be putting them in
No,
the
it
beta
isn't.
spectrum.
No, not at all.
Because I think when we start talking beta,
Mm-hmm.
right, it's a bit different. It's like a second tier in the household. Like he is not in leadership.
Like he's in supporting cast.
Yes.
Right.
He's a
Because
supporting
trust
cast.
a lot of these
member.
blue collar brothers,
Yeah.
he making $60,000 a
absolutely.
year,
Yeah.
Or
maybe
less.
75,000 a
Yeah.
year. He coming home and he ain't having none of that shit.
Yeah, right.
Right. That's
no lip.
that's his
No,
castle.
Right.
And
That's
it ain't.
right.
It is what it is.
Yeah.
So like,
Mhm.
I don't even think it's a money thing that really has the beta alpha spectrum. It's more of like an attitude.
It's an
It's a
attitude. It's a
personality.
personality
It truly
trait.
is an attitude
Yeah,
and a
it
mindset
is.
to more so
It is.
what it
It's
is.
a personality trait. So there's a difference between somebody's character and somebody's personality, and that is their
Yeah.
personality.
Yeah. And I mean, I ain't even got to poll with our ladies. Our ladies in here, they ain't dealing with the beta.
Yeah.
They don't even want. I
Not
don't
for
even want to.
everybody.
Matter of fact, if it's a lady in here that's okay with that kind of brother, assuming if you know this kind of woman you are, I want you to drop. You want to drop the poll?
Would you
Okay.
date?
I'm
steady
predicting. I'm predicting. Let's drop it in there. I'm predicting 80-20 on this poll. Matter of fact, a 95-5 on this poll.
Oh, okay.
I'm
Yes.
predicting a 95-5.
Right. And keep it real. Like
on this
actually
poll.
picture yourself dating that type of person.
Yeah.
Picture
When you
yourself.
answer this.
Mhm.
Yes. Because sometimes people say, oh yeah, I would do it. But really think about it.
Doing life with this person.
Right.
Can you do life with this person?
And see, that's my
person.
thing, doing
Yeah.
life with that person. Because
Yeah.
I truly think you either on the incline or the decline. I don't think you can just stay at this same
That plateau
this same-
level.
I just don't
Right.
think that's
Yeah.
possible. If you're not improving, then by default, you have to be getting worse. So over time, I think that is gonna show over time.
Yes.
But you know, if it's possible, I mean,
Some people get comfortable in that plateau. They
yeah.
do. They hit that plateau and they get stuck there and they ride for years. You know how many marriages, you know,
Yeah,
they
sure.
ride for years, for 50 years, and they've been at plateau for 30 of them.
Yeah.
Wow.
You
Yeah.
got to respect each
Yeah.
other's position in
Yeah.
that instance, though. You really do. Because other than that, it's just not traditional.
Yeah.
So
I get it. So,
That's-
ladies, gentlemen, look, we dropped this poll. Would you date? This is ladies only, by the way. Would you date a steady Eddie?
I like that word. By the way, that's like now a hardly initiated regular
Wow.
word. We about to be
Let me
using.
tell you, this is going to the wire. It's about 50-50 on this thing. We
We
need
say it
about
all the time.
Oh.
it's about 50-50 on this thing. Look, it's going. We're gonna see where it
I
ends
think
at.
they're confused about what a steady Eddie now.
No, they know what a steady Eddie
got
is.
it.
No, they're clear.
Mhm.
Women, y'all meet a
Okay.
lot of steady Eddies.
Oh,
I'm
yeah, we
sure.
do.
Yeah, a lot
Yeah,
of
we do.
Because we have a lot
Most
of women
people
too that
are
are like, no,
steady
I want him
Eddies.
to be
Yeah.
an alpha male.
We're-
No, but
we're-
we was talking about
we're the
beta.
majority.
See, that's the confusion.
I mean, we're the
We
minority.
used. I don't know if I'm because I was talking about a beta male. Because again, the steady Eddie is that blue collar guy you described making his money. He coming home, he chilling,
Mhm.
right? That brother can still be strong.
Absolutely.
That's
Right.
cool. So
Now,
we'll run a second
beta
poll then.
The beta
is
It's the
different,
beta.
bro.
It's a different.
That's
it's a
cool.
different-
That
That's
is
cool.
different.
Run that
Again,
poll.
We can distinguish between both of those. We're gonna run the poll on the steady Eddie.
yes.
We're gonna see what's good with the steady Eddie.
Yeah,
then
no,
we're gonna
no,
run the poll
yeah,
on
no,
the
but
beta.
because I agree with you, most of the world is a steady Eddie, right? They like going
Yeah,
to work, they come
absolutely.
back home,
Right.
That's
they
it.
hanging out with their friends.
And they
If they
bring
get a
lot.
promotion, they do.
Yeah,
If they don't,
Yeah.
who gives it?
We're
Right.
the ones that aren't normal. When you think about it,
That's
we're the
true.
ones that aren't normal.
Right.
You know, we're the minority here.
That
Shout out
no.
to the steady Eddies for continuing to populate the
That's
world.
right.
definitely, yeah.
Yeah.
We need you.
Somebody said,
Holding
"Oh,
it
start the
down.
poll over." I told you it was confusion. It was confusion.
Okay, how
I
about
think we
this?
started
It
with
was
that question. She
confusion.
said, "What's the difference between a loser?" And there was
The
another
steady
question. That's
Eddie,
yeah,
yeah,
that's
yeah.
how we got there.
Okay, so
Mhm.
I'm gonna close this poll out. Would
Yeah.
you date a steady Eddie? Looks like it's 54%. It looks like it's 50-50. 54% and 46%.
Okay.
So now we're gonna run it back with another poll. Would you date a beta
Beta.
male?
Mhm.
Yes. Because I think women took the steady Eddie as, do you not have to date a rich guy? Essentially, like a
Mhm.
regular average guy.
Yeah.
Right.
An average
Most
guy
guys
is
are
what they
average
would have
guys.
said.
Yeah.
Most guys are average guys.
Yes,
Yeah.
they are average guys. So that's what it is. I'm very interested to see. Hey, yeah, listen, y'all better keep it real in here. man.
Right.
Before you hit that
Actually,
poll,
picture
look yourself in the
Right.
mirror. Look
Right.
yourself in the mirror.
Right.
Keep it real, y'all.
You keep climbing, and he's good.
There's some
yeah, yeah.
betas in the chat, and they like, I wonder what's gonna be the poll.
Oh no! Hey, none of the
I'm
initiates are
joking,
beta.
I'm
bro.
joking,
None of the
I'm
initiates
joking,
are
I'm
beta.
joking.
He disrespecting right now.
I'm joking.
Hey, so yes, we just dropped it for you. We just dropped it. All the ladies, it's ladies only. All right, ladies only. Ladies, go ahead and attack that one. We're gonna read that one when it gets to like 200. when it gets to about 200. And shout out, man, first of all, shout out to everybody in here.
People
We are
asking what's a beta man
2
too.
hours and 30 minutes in
Fact.
here.
Ooh,
We told, first of all, we told them
Listen.
it was 3 hours. They were like, oh my God, I
we've
never did that.
we've never
And
done
I'm
a
telling you, we
3
look
hour
up 2.5 hours
conversation.
done.
1,000
Wow.
people in the chat.
It's over 1,000 people in here, and I need y'all. We still only got 648 likes, guys.
Yes.
Please get us to 800 likes really quickly. Smash that like button for us, guys. Please do that.
Yes, I just dropped a poll. Would you date a beta male? Simple yes or no. And ladies, for context, because there's some people waiting to put the poll up because they need to understand. How would you just very briefly detail what a beta male is?
Yes, I think I would detail it as in allowing a woman to be comfortable allowing a woman to lead.
For the majority of
the relationship.
For the majority of the relationship.
Yeah.
I think that's clear.
Agree.
That's fair.
Yeah.
I think that's clear as day right here. And women, I can only imagine what they're looking at. Why lead?
I'm tired of leading. I've been leading my whole
They
life.
say they're tired of leading, but then when it comes down to it in dating, it's like, okay, are you really going to let them lead?
Then you're going to cut that brother off when he's talking.
Right.
Wow.
And listen, my leaders, I don't cut my leaders off when they talk.
Right.
I really put some stock into what you guys are saying because you are matchmaking, because you're putting together.
Right.
Because, you get the relationship experts, so to speak,
Mhm.
but they're not really putting the men and the women together.
Oh,
Correct.
yeah.
You know what I
We're
mean?
in this space every day.
So you have to really be considerate of what
Right.
men actually want, just like what you got to be considered on the opposite side. Whereas I feel like some relationship experts, they either speak to men,
Right.
and it's all about the men, what they want, how they operate, and then others solely speak to the women. So the fact that you guys are speaking to both, I do put stock into that. So you really
and
have
we
to,
don't create the market, like we always say. We don't create what men tell us they want, and we don't create what women tell us. So sometimes we get caught in between, but we can only relay the information. So people are like, oh, well, why does he want this? Why does he? This is what the men are saying. So what do you want us to do?
And our job is to follow the trend. Our job is to do the interviews. Our job is to ask the tough questions. Our job is to relay the tough messages.
Right.
That's what we do.
So we can either conform to what each other wants or we can't. So, I mean, you have to conform to what the market is looking for.
And it is what it is.
Plain and simple.
It is what it is.
It's plain and simple. How does thing turn out?
I mean, it's a wrap. I mean, we 2 minutes in, 176 votes, and pretty much 78% of the ladies are saying no.
Yeah.
No.
Not gonna be able
It's
to
not
do
common.
it.
Yeah, no, it isn't. It isn't.
Okay. And do you, when if a woman asks for that, is that something that you would consider to be concerning though?
No, I want to know why.
So you do follow up and ask questions around.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah. I want to understand why, because she has a different vision in mind. So, we may be able to so we can better understand what is it about this man that she needs support with. You know what I mean? What is it? What are the characteristics? What does it look like? And so we just need to understand it so we know where to find them.
Yeah, and it might just be lifestyle. Like we said, we have a lot of, really successful women. So it might just be where she is in her lifestyle at this point that she needs someone to complement it. If she's so high up and she's traveling all the time and she's doing different things, I mean, he can't also be so successful. They're not going to really have time to see each other. That's her mindset.
Now, let me tell y'all have done such an amazing job on this episode here today. Like y'all have, this was so insightful. When I tell you like up and down, this has been absolutely so insightful.
Thank you. This is our life, believe it or not. So if you could be a fly on the wall of some of the things that we encounter every day.
Nothing surprises us.
Amazing.
There's nothing that anybody can come to us.
And it's a safe space. Yeah. So people come to us and they just tell us what it is. There's no judgment. There's no nothing. Let's tell us what it is and let's go from there.
Yeah.
Y'all did mention this earlier, and I don't think we got back to this. You said a lot of women are getting stuck on Tyshawn mentioned the dating carousel, the one date. So you said women come to you and they can't get past the first date.
Right.
What's the main reason that a woman can't get past the first date?
There are a lot of reasons. One is the friend zone, which we may have had a little bit of that before, like just not really being so forthcoming. And then it's just like, okay, well, I'll just call her whenever. She doesn't really seem like it's a priority to date. So,
got you.
Just not making it seem like she's excited to even see him, even though she comes back and tells us, oh, it was amazing. He was so handsome. He was this. We're like, don't tell us. You got to tell him. Like, why are you telling us? So we almost have to save the date at that point when we're working with them and say, no, she did think you were. So we always say, really share a lot of feedback. before he leaves, he needs to know whether you're interested in having a second date.
Yeah.
Right.
And it's an experience also. We talk about the experience so often. And it's the experience that you create. If your experience was dry, then you won't get a second date.
If it's not memorable.
You won't get a second date. So you need to, be present. We talked about being present, create a nice vibe that he would want to come back to.
Right.
People don't have people that don't have one night stands because they want to come back. Right? It's the same concept.
That's a good point.
Same concept. You have a one night stand because they didn't want it anymore.
Yeah.
Same
what is
thing
it about
here.
that date that makes them think, I haven't talked to Lisa in a while. Like, where is she? If you don't have that feeling after a date, or you haven't left that impression, then it's a problem.
I like that. I think that's y'all also detailing the difference between a woman playing games versus having games.
Sure.
Because if she's hiding how she really feels about you, I think I would consider that playing games.
We're grown.
Yeah.
We act like a grown woman. Say what it is that you feel and what it is that you think. He'll respect that. It's welcomed and warranted.
It is welcomed and it is warranted. Yeah. Is that book right there? Got some game in it?
Oh yeah.
Because y'all know, listen, we make sure our guests bring gifts for our people. And today we made sure they came up here with something special for you guys. So we're going to take care of one of our audience members. We got two of them?
We do. We brought two.
Yeah.
So
Let's
it's called Relationship Duo.
We're going to give two away today?
That'd be dope. So Lano, you got to make sure you get those out.
Oh my God.
Those packages out.
Y'all, they killing us on the shipping and handling fees.
Yeah.
But listen, we're going to take care of y'all today, okay? But because these books, I really want you, especially for my people that's taking this growth and that doing the work, they taking it serious. Tell me what's in that book here and how it's going to help our people.
Right. Well, Relationship Do-Overs, it's a book that we wrote really before You Say I Do. All the things that we wanted people to know before you say I do. So it goes from dating, it goes from some of our client scenarios, it goes and shows all types of things from the initial dating process all the way to getting married. So
and it's a book about real life, real issues, real love, and real happiness. And we all want it. We all need it.
It gives scenarios that I think a lot of people relate to. So client scenarios.
Yeah, for sure.
And we even put some information in there about us.
Yeah. We were open with our lives and some of the things that we did well and some of the things that we didn't.
Wow.
So,
okay.
Very open.
This is super dope, y'all. So what I'm gonna do, obviously, my initiates, this is for you.
Thanks.
So for the initiates, what I want you guys to do, just shoot us over an email. Y'all know how we do it. info@hardlyinitiated.com. And we're actually gonna take two because they brought two gifts for us today. We got the other one there too?
Yep.
Okay, same edition.
Sign them, same.
Yes.
Same book.
So go ahead and send that over. Hold on, this thing is getting louder and louder. Loud on headphone volume. Turn down. So what I want to do here is I want send that to info@hardlyinitiated.com and
just send matchmaker in the subject or in the script or in the email body. That's all we need.
And we'll go ahead and we're gonna randomly select some people to go ahead and send these over to. We're gonna select two of you guys and we're gonna get these books over to you. And we just want y'all to send us back some pictures as well, so we can start putting y'all up in here. I think we got some photos in here. We need to start pulling up.
We got a couple of photos from
episode,
I think
right?
Anna and Ja. But we got a couple. We owe a couple of them. They're going out. Should be going out tomorrow.
Okay, excellent. And again, thank you, ladies, so much for coming up on here
for having us
and doing this thing here. This was absolutely an amazing episode.
Thank you.
Y'all here in Atlanta?
Yeah.
Right?
Yes. Well, I'm back and forth now between Atlanta and Detroit.
Oh, that's where your man at.
Yes.
Okay, that's what's up.
Excellent. So listen, if y'all seen Love Match Atlanta or these ladies here on Love Match Atlanta, I want y'all to put love in the chat if y'all have actually seen the show. Because y'all here, y'all have been on. It's on Bravo.
It's on Bravo, yeah. So you can
Okay.
still watch it, I believe, on Peacock.
Yeah.
And so we had our first season,
Streaming.
and it's really talking about different scenarios and dating too, and probably a couple days in the life of a matchmaker, and our other castmates too, who are matchmakers.
That's so dope.
Yeah,
That's crazy. We Hollywood now. Yeah, we getting the real TV stars.
We in Hollywood now, baby.
Thank you.
But look, we love you guys.
Thank you. We're so proud of all that you all do.
Yeah, I appreciate you and your mama for watching this show here, man. Shout out to Mama again.
That's incredible. That really
she's so
warmed my heart today.
this.
Wow.
Like, Mom, I've done some amazing things. This is amazing too. But you're gonna meet Tyshawn and Ryan today.
Yo, I love your mom. I love her for real.
Facts, Mama. Look, listen, we love you, and listen, I enjoyed y'all so much. I don't want this to be the last time we have you guys on Hardly
Definitely.
Initiated. So,
Thank
we
Thank
tapped
you.
in now. You know,
Yes.
the family loves you guys. The loves are dropping all over the chat. So
Thank
they're
you.
also
Thank
very
you.
familiar
Thank you.
with you guys in the show as
Thank
well.
you.
And listen, thank you guys again for tuning in to another episode of Hardly Initiated. Matter of fact, let me tell y'all this before we go. Y'all, on Monday, because y'all know Monday and Wednesday nights, we doing this 8 p.m. This upcoming Monday, y'all, because y'all asked us and it went so crazy, we bringing Tony Gaskins back up in this joint.
Oh, yeah.
So this Monday,
Man.
Tony Gaskins will be dropping this Monday. And then, the Sunday, the Sunday transformationals. Oh, Love McPherson has made her appearance on Hardly Initiated. So Love, listen, first of all, her name is Love. All right.
That's her real government
government name, Love McPherson. We dropping that on Sunday. And then Tony Gaskins is going to be up in here on Monday night at 8 p.m. So it is going to be a party up in here. And we are, let me tell you,
holding no holds bars with Tony. Like
that, he might come for our necks on this episode.
Yeah.
It's going to get real. It's going to get real.
Good.
So y'all definitely want to tune in and stay tapped into everything we have. I love everybody that continues to engage with us, continues to grow with us. All of our initiates that have joined the membership and continue to help us contribute. Guys, please, I ask you, that membership that we have here on this YouTube, please go ahead and join it. That's a huge part of how we're able to consistently deliver this value to you guys on a consistent basis every Monday and Wednesday. And all of these amazing things that we're about to start bringing, these offers, they coming to you guys. When these cameras turn off, me and Ryan work hard.
Right.
All right. We ain't only working when y'all see us. So just stay patient. But thank you guys.
And then don't forget, guys, on November 22nd, we do not have a show November 22nd. I believe that's a Wednesday.
That's the Wednesday before
Thanksgiving. Right. So instead, we're going to do a special broadcast live on Friday, November 17th, same time, 8 p.m. with Dr. Spear. And now we got the video calls. We're going to be doing a lot of video calls on that Friday because Dr. Spear specifically asked us if she can speak to our audience. So she wants to take as many questions as she can over a few hours. So guys, please join that on November 17th.
Most definitely. And listen, y'all already know, Hardly Initiated. We are out.